good morning, everyone.
Good morning, everybody. How we doing this morning?
I hope everybody's coming over from Park Rat Pat's. We had a very high energy stream going this morning.
Pat always puts on a great stream.
I'm going to try and take some of Pat's energy since Rob was up till 2 a.m. working on duck races.
Holy moly.
And watching YouTube videos. So,
oh boy. I got a lot of people in this chat here, Mr. Rob.
Charlie, I clicked off banners and checked over to chat. I didn't have chat on yet. There are 172 chat messages already.
Really? I know there's a lot of people here.
I was up an hour early, and yes, I was 30 seconds or a minute late in the chat.
What's new? Oh man, I thought you were going to be here on time because you were in Pat's this morning.
I was in the shower 6 minutes ago.
Well, there you go.
Thought I'd give you that visual to start your morning.
Yeah, just ruined my day. Thanks, buddy.
Good morning, Jim Steele.
Good morning, Old Pelon.
Good morning, Dirt Devil Detecting.
Scott McClory. Good morning.
Old Pelon. Scott McClory.
There's Keegan.
Good morning.
Good morning, Melody
Price. Good morning. Happy Standard Time. Good morning, Danny N.
DK, what's going on, buddy?
Good morning, DK1 Detect.
Morning, Brian. Lou, Indiana Tones, what's happening?
Morning, Brian. Wow, we saw Lou late last night, and then boom, first thing
he's up this morning. That's right. Yeah, the Silver Wishes. Good morning. Morning, Silver Wishes.
Morning, Silver Wishes.
You got Bill Paparousis in the house. What's going on, Bill?
Paparousis was here early.
Yep. Rob Weigold, missed you last night, buddy.
There's that wonderful Missile Joyful paintbrush.
Well, good morning, Karen. Absolutely.
Doctor, who is in the house?
The doctor.
Doctor.
Danny N, good morning. Let's see what we got up in here. Good morning, Maria. Mr. Scott Sharp, how you doing there, sir?
Good morning, Maria. She's saying
Mr. Jim Steele.
Scott Sharp Adventures in Prospecting. Boom.
Mrs. Candu's here this morning, bright and early. Good morning to you.
Oh, everybody that's got the that little heart thing at the bottom of their comment thing that comes up with all the different emojis, and you get tired of it, you can't say things. Dirt Devil Detecting's putting up a YouTube video on the step-by-step ways of getting rid of that slightly annoying little heart emoji thing on the end of your. So there you go.
Oh, that'll be awesome.
Just trying to help out there. And Mrs.
Morning, Diana.
Here bright and early. Good morning, Mrs. Candu.
Morning, Diana.
Swifty says it's a rigged Pat and Swifty raid, y'all. Yes, it is.
What's going on there, Swifty?
I want to congratulate
Mr. Martin Smythe.
Kimberly Creamer for winning this morning there. So I haven't seen her yet this morning, but I'm sure she'll be in here any minute. Want to congratulate Tanya Elliott for winning the last race last night. She's somebody that comes in the beginning, stays the whole race, stays the whole stream. She's a very loyal viewer for Charlie and I on both streams. Always enjoy when her and Jeremy come down. Tanya's parents live in the same county I do, but on the other side, over by Dalton side of the county. So they said they're coming down in either later this month or early in December. So looking forward to seeing them. But it's great to see Tanya here all the time, and I'm so happy she won late last night.
Yep, the last race. That was great. Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay. Well, let me tell you, Diana, the first permission I was on with Dalton that I got as a permission, and then the lady came out and said, we didn't know you boys were going to dig holes in our yard. We can't have that. And I'm telling you guys, it looked like Dalton's face looked like somebody ran over his puppy. Let me tell you, I had never seen somebody's face, Charlie, that was so crestfallen and off. And I'm like, buddy, stick with me, man. We'll get kicked off plenty more permissions, okay?
Hey, it happened to me and Brad once. We were at a property that a house that they were flipping, and one of the partners said we could do it, and the other partner showed up, that Saturday while we were digging. I guess one of the neighbors called them, and she came out and she was just like was not having it at all. She calmed down after a while after we talked to her and explained the situation, but she was still like, "Nah, you boys got to go." I was like, "All right, not a big deal."
I pulled up to this really old, well, it's probably back in 1930s house, big corner lot, big sweeping corner lot for Dalton and I, and saw a Harley out in the driveway. I do very well. Bikers are pretty, you think they're pretty rigid guys, but they're pretty cool on stuff like that. And I knocked, and this big burly bearded biker guy came out. I was like, "Yeah, you boys go out there, have a good time." And we're out there about 10, 15 minutes, and this guy walks over across the street, an older guy, and I hear him talking to the biker guy, the homeowner, and he goes, "Hey, who are those guys? They were at the city?" He goes, "Nah, they're a couple of treasure hunters out there looking for gold." So the guy walks back across the street, and then he comes out of his house a few minutes later. He comes walking up Dalton, and he goes, "You two boys are going to have to leave." And I go, "We have permission from the homeowner." He goes, "No, he's a renter. I'm the homeowner, and I live across the street, and my wife is watching you from outside the kitchen window, and she doesn't like this, and you have to leave."
Wow.
And I turned to the biker, and he's like, big burly guy, Charlie, and he scurried in his house and shut that door faster than some little 10-year-old girl.
He got put on timeout.
Yes, he did get put on timeout.
What's up, Joe, the Bad Deal Lab? How you doing there, sir?
Morning,
Hey,
Joe.
Neil. The happy chappy. What's going on there, bub?
That's right. Swifty says, "Don't forget to mash that like button, y'all."
There's Denise. Good morning, Denise. I am way up in the chat, just trying to make sure I say hello to everybody. Grandma Kay. Good morning, Grandma.
Hey, Charlie, I'm live right now.
Hey, yeah, I just got the notification.
Hey, I redid the thumb for the Halloween stream last week, and I enhanced, I brightened the picture up a little bit, Charlie. That is some really bright day glow orange on my face right there, buddy.
It was. Marty B, what's happening, bud? The Brooklyn chick, how you doing? Greg out West Metal Detecting, how are you?
Good morning, Greg. Greg sent me a reminder last night. Don't forget to set your clock, Rob, so you're not early to your own stream. So thank you, Greg. Oh, and I want to thank everybody, folks. The Halloween stream has over 460 views. It is one of mine and Charlie's top 5 streams now. So we want to thank you, folks, for making the Halloween morning stream a fun day, guys.
That was a blast. It really was. Hi, Mona. Missed you.
Mr. Martin Smythe, that Hollywood actor, is in here.
Uh-huh. Lyle Komodo, how you doing there, sir?
Morning, Neil.
Hey, Jamie. Blistering Barnacles Adventures, how you doing?
Good morning, Jamie.
It's evening time, I guess. Getting close to it there. Gold Sniping Farmer, how's it going?
Good morning, Gold Sniping Farmer. Alice, Maria, go, good to see you all. I've been busier than a beaver in a log jam. That's pretty damn busy, Maria.
That's a good one, Maria. Incognito, what's happening? Monty, the full hat.
Charlie, her mechanic has found a new body for her vehicle, so hopefully within the next week to 10 days, she can get back on the road.
Awesome. Just be cool. What's up, Don?
Morning, Don. Just be cool.
Zach said.
Don did man this morning because he was in Pat's stream going, Rob, it's 9. Why aren't you in your stream yet? And I'm like, no, it's 8 a.m.
Frankie, what's happening, buddy?
Yeah, Denise K. I'm running around like a one-legged man in a room full of rocking chairs. Miss Denise is taking a weekend with the girls down in Sarasota, and she does a lot around here, Charlie.
Yeah, you're starting to notice that, huh, Mr. Scott McCory?
because I've got everybody else fed, but I didn't have time for my own breakfast, and I haven't had a cup of coffee yet. So, but I've got everything else taken care of.
Mm.
Mr.
Mark
Mike,
C.
Mr. Mike's been taking care of all his morning pills and his morning ritual. I've made sure he's put his insulin in. He told me his numbers. His numbers are real good this morning. Denise will be happy. So, got him his pills and his breakfast and his energy drink, and then we have that little kitty outside, the little feral kitty we take care of with the neighbor across the street. And open up the garage door, she come running across the street for her nummies, so I had to give her nummies. Then I had to feed Denise's two cats
Give her what?
her nummies,
Nummies?
nummies, her little
Food?
cat treats,
Oh, gotcha.
her nummies, num nums, her nummies,
Num nums.
not num
Awesome.
nuts, her nummies.
You went there, pal. The Happy Bears, how's it going?
Good morning, Happy Bears. See, Charlie, Happy Bears has been here 2 weeks in a row. So when I see their name
Yep.
come up, I can give them a blue wrench if they don't have one.
There you go. And his prize went out yesterday. He won last week.
There, yes, he did.
Mike the Greek, yo. The Digologist, what's happening, buddy?
Now, Jim Steele, when Denise says she's baking, I don't think she's using an oven. Good morning, Brooklyn chick. There's Miss Mona.
Mm-hmm. Good seeing Mona here.
It is. There's Miss Grandma Kay. She
Yep.
did a really nice short for Denise, Charlie, for the gooeys we sent her out.
Oh, awesome.
She said they came at a very good time for her and her family, so that made me feel very good. And Grandma Kay, like I say, Denise is out of town, and very unlike Denise, she forgot her phone charger, and the girls she's with all use Androids. I mean, use iPhones. So Denise does not have a charger with her, except for in her car, and I don't know if they're using her car, so I can't. She's not watching videos this weekend, so I will have her watch it when she comes back tomorrow.
There you go. The lucky James Eller, how you doing there, sir?
She didn't thank me for the gooey, Charlie. She thanked Denise.
Oh, yeah, she's got to go to the direct source there, pal. I didn't get any. Little Penny Coins, how you doing?
Good morning, incognito.
Uh-huh.
Full half, good morning, full half.
There's a lot of people here. Hey, there's our buddy Greg, AU Diver 79.
Holy smokes, Charlie. We got 63 people in here. We've only been on for 14 minutes. Holy
I believe
smokes.
it. I'm still trying to play catch up here.
I know.
It's Susie Q. How you doing, Susie?
I'm not used to Charlie being behind the chat. Brian Euler, Rob's getting shot therapy. You got that right.
WTX
Bonus
Metal
says she's here
Detective,
on
good
time.
morning. WTX is in the house. The Happy Chappy just sent you $2.
Thank you, Happy Chappy. Good morning, Y Gold.
Wow, they raised $1,700 as a community to help out Miss Susie Q. That is awesome, Chappy.
I told you, Charlie, last night when we were in your stream, that stream went on for over 4 to 5 hours.
Yeah, it was going. The Mystic Librarian, how you
Charlie,
doing there,
I like
sir?
to talk, and you and I do great in this stream, but buddy, I don't know if we could do 4 or 5 hours. That's a long.
After 2 hours, I'm pretty much a sponge. My brain's just like, John Ironman, how you doing there, sir?
There's Mr. Scott McClory, and yes, there is the first football game, the first NFL game from I think it's Frankfurt, Germany today, or I think it's Frankfurt. But the NFL is playing its first game in Germany this morning.
Jack Fellmy Jr., there's a new one. Good morning.
Good morning, Mark C. There's Happy Bears with that great smiling thumbnail. Dr. Who says I was toast yesterday. I was just out. Well, we're glad you're here this morning, Dr. Who.
That's right. Everybody's telling WTX
A
hello.
link to Happy Spaceship. Yeah, one of these days when Happy's not here, Charlie, it's because he's been taken away in the mothership, okay? Mike the Greek,
Yep.
yo.
Yo. Ladybug Sackers, good morning.
How do I keep falling further and further behind?
The chat is screaming, buddy, even with the
And I
delay.
put it on 20-second delay, Charlie. Good morning,
Yep.
Digologist.
Hey, Ed, flash in the pan. How you doing there, sir?
Good morning, Ed. Oh, Gold Sniping Farmers, Chappie's brother.
Yep.
Way cool. Everybody check out them for Chappie then, because Chappie is a great supporter of Charlie and I.
Digologist is telling you good morning there, sir.
Good morning, Digologist.
Oh, Mona was sick last week. I hope you're feeling better there. Hi, Diana. Crazy about a Mercury. If I didn't say hello to you, I hope I did.
You know, Charlie, it's like I say, and we're not going to get into controversies for the people that think COVID's not real or not, whatever. Quite a few people have been getting sick the last month or two.
I know I got knocked with something, and
I know it knocked you on your ass.
Yeah.
Good morning,
My
Lucky
wife
Panda.
ended up in the
I'll
hospital.
tell you something, Charlie. I was really worried when you told me it was hanging on to your wife longer than you. I was afraid she was going to get that long COVID thing, and she was going to be down for months. So when you told me about, 4 or 5 days later that she was bouncing back, I was very, very happy to hear that.
I appreciate it. Yeah, she ended up in the hospital a few days, so that was a bad deal.
I lost a very close buddy of mine to COVID, and
boom! Maria just sent you $10, sir.
Boom!
Awesome.
Thank you, Miss Maria. John Ironman digging Florida in the house.
The sadistic picker. Hey, it looks like Uncle Fester. Wait, let me change that. That was last week. Here, let me put this on. There we go. We'll get rid of that.
That'll do it. There we go.
Chris, show me treasures. What's happening, buddy?
There's Mr. AU Diver Greg, our resident jumper out of airplaners.
Mr. Shannon Dalton, how's it going?
There's Miss Susie Q.
And I think Lance also skydives. Haven't seen Lance this morning, but I think he does that as well. Boom! Oh, Greg out west sent you $5, sir.
Who did?
Greg out west.
Thank you, Greg. Full half. Thank you. I have no problem paying gas money. No worries.
You know, full half's in Canada.
Well, there's Chappie's $2. Thank you, Chappie. We raised $1,700 as a community for Susie Q. That is awesome, guys. There was
Chilling and Grilling Adventures with Dan B. What's happening?
There was a lot of people in that chat when I was in there.
Yeah. The Enforcer, good morning.
Good morning, Enforcer. Jack, I know Charlie said hi to you, but I'm highlighting your comment. Hi, all. Good morning, Jack Fellamy Jr. New name. Thank you for being here. We will get down to some conversation as soon as we say hi to everybody. WTX is here.
That's right.
WTX, let me put my email up here. I believe I owe you a prize, sir.
Diana says, I didn't get any GUIs either. I'm way back in the chat.
Denise called you and asked you if you wanted GUIs, and you said no. Don't be doing that puppy face for everybody in the chat. We were going to send them to you.
The Enforcer, what's happening? I know she did. She's awesome. She's awesome. Gregory Gibson, what's happening?
That's right, Charlie. When I need a smile, I go back and I watch one of your GUI songs. Or I watch Mark's 15-second Be Happy with You and I, and Charlie, that makes me laugh every time I watch that.
That is hilarious.
Oh, Ladybug Stacker's in here. Good morning, Ladybug Stacker.
And
there's Flash in the Pan Ed. Thank you, Ed. We are up to 64 watching and 48 likes. Hit that like button, folks. Smash that like button. You know good things happen at 80 likes.
You know it. Lou is saying hello to everybody. Mr. Tones.
I did. I did have a funny meltdown yesterday, Doctor Who.
The digologist sent you $10 saying Tesla charging money only.
I will, I'll save that for my Tesla charging, okay?
Mona, you're right. The chat is flying. Even with the delay, it's flying. I'm still playing catch up. I get down to the bottom and a new set of comments come up.
Well, Mona, yeah, like Charlie said, I hope you're feeling better.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you, Maria. She says, congratulations on the Halloween chat, guys. That was such a fun day.
It was. Mr. Tom Riley, how you doing there, sir?
Yeah,
The
we
ski
talked to
searcher, what's
Wygold.
happening?
Guys, Halloween was Tuesday night. We saw Wygold in Park Rat Pat Zoom meeting on Wednesday, and I was on. Marlon had a chat on Halloween Eve. Marlon set up a porch camera, a candy camera for the kids, and he put a sign on that said "Scream for the camera," and all the kids would come on the front porch and do their best screams. And some of the girls had really good screams, and then Marlon would pop out in his skeleton costume and give them candy. That was a great idea, guys. Marlon had his house all decked out. He said he gave out over 200 pieces of candy, and then Rob came on Parker at Pat Zoom Wednesday night, and Rob had over 200 kids show up there too. We didn't have any. We didn't have a single kid. 2 years in a row now, we haven't had a single kid. Now, I know we live in a primary retirement, but we used to have some kids a few years ago, but nobody showed up.
So you think that sign that says "Go away" on your door helped? Just saying.
I mean,
Bobby, what's up, bro?
Just because Denise hits that foghorn just before they hit the door, Charlie, I don't know what that's got to do with it. So,
oh man, Brooklyn Chick is telling you hello there, Sarah. Where I'm at right now. Hi, Brooklyn Chick.
oh, we got such a great crowd in here.
Bro, I am still playing catch up on this chat. It's crazy. Bill sent you $5. Rob needs a new computer.
I got Chappie's $2 yet. I haven't even seen the other ones yet, Charlie.
Good morning, Tanya.
Chappie is absolutely right. We can do amazing things as a community. Mona, I hate to tell you this. I finished off the Rice Krispies yesterday.
You were in so much trouble. Were you allowed to?
She did give me permission because those goodies she made, Charlie, with the marshmallows and the caramel and the Rice Krispies, Charlie,
Yeah.
they were so sweet. They were sweeter than the gooeyes. I ate 3 of them at my club picnic one day, and Charlie, my teeth hurt for like 4 hours.
Wow.
And I don't have sensitive teeth, but the caramel and the sugar, Charlie, was so much that my teeth, you just can't eat them, Charlie. They were just literally too sweet.
I would have
So
loved
she's like,
it.
I'm not going to be making those again anytime soon, so you can finish off the Rice Krispies. I'm going to buy more, but
Mr. Scott Jarvie.
She hasn't been buying any lockers because she doesn't have a car. And there's Miss Maria's $10. Thank you, Miss Maria.
And Digologist hit you up. I told you about that one. I saw it there. He was asking if you got it. I believe you did.
Hey, there's a sadistic picker. He hasn't been in a while, Charlie.
I know. He's been able to float in and out. I know
it's just great.
He's dealing with a lot of stuff, so yeah.
Well, it's great seeing him.
Mm-hmm.
It is, Miss Diane. It's going to be a great morning. Good morning, Gregory Gibson.
Mm-hmm. Tin Man Magnet Fishing. Hello.
Good morning, Tin Man.
Good
and there's
night,
Greg,
Rob.
$5 super chat. Thank you, Greg. We're getting there. Chilling and grilling with Dan B.
He's catching up.
I
You
am
got
trying
about
to catch
5 more pages to get through, buddy, because that's how this thing's looking now. It's like I get to the bottom and a new set of chat comes up. Did it again.
Jim Steele, for the special brownies, sir, you have to see Park Rat Pat for the special brownies.
Yeah.
Pat gave me one of his special brownies when my hips and knees were hurting, and That was a real out of body experience with Pat's Brownies. Let me tell you.
You forgot all about your pain, huh?
I did, Charlie. It didn't take the pain away, but I didn't remember it. Okay.
Oh man, the silver wrench.
Morning, Silver Wrench. Wow, this is just awesome.
Flying Arrow Magnetics, good morning to you.
She is running silent, running deep. Well, guys, we're going to give away at least two dimes, silver dimes this morning for races today.
We also got some other stuff. We got a box.
And we got a bunch of other stuff. But one of the races is going to be in memory of Tony, Mr. Diggs at Glad for Clad. He won a dime, silver dime, and then passed away, and I never sent it, so he didn't get it. So we're going to race it in Tony's memory. And then there was another race that somebody won that turned out to be a spoof channel that I have no way of contacting to collect. So we're going to reissue that dime too. And then Charlie and I have some other stuff to give away.
We do. Ronald Bossy, good morning to you, sir. Dennis, KCMD, good morning. The Alpha Ninja, good morning, Brad.
Wow, Jim Steele says, Rob, my GUI showed up Saturday morning, and my visitors from Indiana showed up right after that, and he only got 3 of them. Can't be sharing out your GUIs, Jim.
No, that's when you lock the door, Jim, and just say, forget it, go home.
Hi, folks. You can come back tomorrow.
Like, this ain't no damn soup kitchen. Get out of here. Oh, boy. How we doing, boy?
Damn, Charlie, that was cold.
Mike, Metal Detecting NC. What's happening, bud?
My computer would explode after 3 hours, Bill. You ain't kidding there, buddy.
Joe, the Bad Idea Lab. How's it going, Joe?
John, you're right. They did have the NFL had an expansion league, and it didn't go over. But I know Charlie's not into sports, so we're not going to touch on this too long. But I will give you my assessment. And Shane from Ohio River History, him and his daughter do. It's in the Blood Sports Channel. I think within 5 years, guys, you'll see the NFL expand, and you'll have a team in Mexico, a team in London, and a team in Germany. I believe those will be your next 3 teams.
Wow. That would be interesting.
And there's Digology.
Treasures, how you doing?
There's Digology, $10. Thank you. I will save that for my Tesla. Now, I haven't seen Park Rat this morning, but he'll pop in there, sadistic picker.
Stu's Metal Detecting. How you doing, Stu?
Doctor Who, I'm going to try 30 seconds next week. I debated this morning between 20 and 30, and I stuck to 20. But I'm going to try 30 seconds next. If we have this, Charlie, I'm just sitting there thinking now that fall's kicking in and it's actually getting more towards early winter weather with some people getting snow and really cold weather already. We might have a few more people coming in on Sunday mornings that aren't going to be out, water hunting or park hunting anymore right now.
This is true.
Even Green Mountain Metal Detecting has gone into his once every other week mode because he's got snow on the ground.
No fun. Epic Adventures in Paradise. How's it going, Howard? Good morning to you.
Morning, Howard. He must not be on a cruise this week. That guy cruises more than Denise and I used to.
Huh. I know a couple that does that quite a bit as well. Won't talk about that. Anna Bashir, how you doing?
Morning, Ski Searcher.
Brad says, this is your brain. This is your brain on GUIs. Oh, man.
Yeah, Brad had some. Denise made a really big batch for Charlie when we went up to go hunt with Gene and his son, Gene Jr. from We Dig It.
Yep.
And Brad was there, and Charlie was nice enough to share them out with the 4 of us. And those GUIs did not make it to lunchtime, did they, Charlie?
From what you guys saw. I had some hidden. I wasn't no fool. I hid some of those things. What's in the plug? What's happening, John? I think I'm almost caught up.
You made a mistake. You made a mistake letting Dow find the 3 pounds.
I left them out, and I was into that. Dennis says it's now snowing in New York. He got out just in time.
Dennis, you're staying in New York way too late, buddy. Thank you, Bill. I was actually looking at computers this week.
Digologist says he loves to dig in the snow or likes to dig in the snow. It's quiet and peaceful. I just can't do that cold.
Thank you, Digologist. I just saw it. I'm a little behind on the chat, so thank you, sir. I'm still 12 minutes behind, Charlie. I get down to 8 and then I get back to 12.
Well, the slob's here, Mr. Florida Knox himself.
Good
Mr.
morning, Mr. Florida Knox.
Hey, John Paul, how you doing there, sir?
Wow, Chappie, that is just freaking awesome, buddy.
I was glad this year I didn't sign in at 7, sitting here and waiting an hour for you guys. Oh, boy. I might have, Brad. I did. Those gooeyes. I did hide them.
Talk to AU diver Greg 79. AU diver 79. He's got hundreds of dives under his belt. He loves it.
Doctor. Oh boy. Yep. See, Mona doesn't like the snow either. Too cold.
Yeah, we don't know what happened to Tommy last night, Zach. He was showing us his Mickey Mouse ears plates, and then he was gone. There's Tom Riley here.
No, it's not brainwashed Tommy against anything that's not meat. No, it's I don't know. I can't explain it, but it's a great way to eat.
Well, Charlie, you've been doing some good-looking food shorts. I'll tell you that.
And it's all part of the diet I'm on. That's the crazy thing about it. You wouldn't think so. I seen your comment. I'm actually replied to it. You're like, there is no way that's part of your diet. It absolutely is.
Yeah, but isn't that considered fried?
In butter.
Oh,
all okay. That fat? No, well, it's all fat, and that's the way this carnivore thing works.
Denise Kidder asked me, Rob, if you sold all your finds and your coin collections, would you have enough to buy a Tesla? No.
Good morning, Sheldon SC.
I know, Scott, that scream cam was excellent from Marlon.
Here you go, Rob. Mr. Dalton answered your survey.
Oh, he's got to answer yes because he's been with the slob and we've gotten kicked off. So
well, it's right there. It's on the screen.
I was telling about that lady in Brooksville, Dalton, that the real nice couple that gave us that permission, and we were only there like 15 minutes, but we had already found like a lead toy and a shotgun head stamp and a weedy. It was going to be a great lawn. It was like a third of an acre. And then that's when she came out and
NorCal, what's going on there, sir?
Looked like is somebody took his puppy away.
Mark TBH. Good morning, Mark.
That's an Autism Mary comment there. Kids don't want candy that smells like muscle cream, Rob. Ouch. Ouch, man.
I missed that one. See, the chat just that's hilarious. Mr. Jim Duncan, how you doing?
Good morning,
hey, Greg,
Jim.
backyard beekeeping guy.
Well, Grandma Kay, you got to come here and help us do our chat then. No,
yeah.
Rice Krispie treats then, Mona.
Mike, Brad, and I hit Milton a couple weeks ago. We didn't find stuff there either.
Mona does rock. Oh, Maria rocks. Okay, well, Mona rocks too.
Mona's awesome.
Scott Sharp, take care, buddy. He's heading to the flea market. Thank you, Scott, for coming in.
We'll catch you later, Scott.
And there's Mr. Dennis. And if it's snowing in New York, Dennis, you stay. Hey, there's Mr. Brad. We were just talking about him, Alpha Ninja.
So far behind.
I am. Good morning, Flying Arrow Magnetics.
That's right, Dan. They do kick you off the curb strips,
Good morning,
or
North
they try
Carolina.
to.
Sadistic Picker, we'll get you in contact with Park Rat. I'll leave you all his information, buddy.
There you go.
I'll tell you something. We had a great crowd for Charlie's last night.
We had a good time last night. That was crazy. I was hoping Adventures in Dirt DK Ken was gonna show up this morning. He said he might make it.
Very cool. Susie's having another giveaway with a Vulcan 360 pinpointer. I need a new pinpointer. My Garrett Carrot went out. So, Stu, doing well, sir. Thank you. Actually, doing very well, Stu.
Wow. Dennis Bear at his band this morning. In a Bobcat last night. Need to get out and check on things. Wow, Dennis. That's here in Florida.
Jim, buddy, I wish I could, sir. Because I'd get myself one too, or at least the hips. And there's Mr. Howard. Good morning, Howard. I know Charlie said hi to you 10 minutes ago.
John says gas in Clarksville right now is $2.79.
And where?
Clarksville, Tennessee.
We our first station hit $2.99 yesterday, Charlie.
Oh, really? Ours is coming down. I think it's like
Of course, right after I put gas in at $3.22, the next station I go by is at $2.99.
Isn't that the way it goes?
Yes, it is. Thank you, Scott. What's in the plug? Good morning. Welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Holy smokes, I'm just up to Dennis's comment. Wow, show me Stacker. That's a cool line. May the wings of liberty never lose a feather.
Oh, that is awesome. That is good.
Oh, Pat had a good line this morning I was going to steal, and I've already forgot it.
Was it when he first came on, or?
No, it was right there towards the end when I was getting ready to go in the shower.
Gotcha.
Did you see what Dalton called
Was
us?
it used soap? Expressions of the outdoors. How's it going? Silver
Wow.
Wishes. Good morning.
Howard's next cruise is 12 days. Ed, they have, there's certain people that if you can afford it, yes, and you can stay on that cruise. You have a doctor on the ship, you have medical facilities, all your meals are taken care of, your room's taken care of. I mean, seriously, if you're not in that ill of health, it is actually cheaper than an expensive living. Man, when we put Denise's parents in a facility before we moved her dad into Denise's house here, oh my God, are those things expensive?
Mm-hmm.
And they
what I
suck.
understand, they get up
They
there.
just suck. Folks, if you have a relative in there, please visit them as much as possible because the people that have the most relatives and most people come to visit are the people that are better taken care of. I'm here to tell you that. There's Mr. Sheldon. Good morning, Sheldon.
Scott's got a brand new one still in the box. He loves the duck races. Yeah, Mr. Scott Jarvie.
Ed, that's exactly what I was looking at yesterday. Ed, I was on Best Buy's website and Amazon, and that's what I was looking at was a gaming computer. Thank you, Ed. That's a good idea. Mark the Bird Hunter's probably sitting there having peanut butter or gooey's, one of the two. Yep, I agree with Mona. Screw the cold.
So awesome, Marty.
There's backyard beekeeper guy.
Yep, Craig's here. I know, Dan. I was surprised when I saw him swinging the Nook of the product there.
I could probably get a used Tesla for 20K, but my even all my jars of coins from 6 years of clad and all my and all my silver collection guys, I still couldn't do I don't have that much silver here, guys. Now, Troy and Dalton, all their silver coins, yeah, they could probably get a Tesla. Especially Troy this year. Troy is on fuego this year.
We get a lot of silver, but it's generally rings and necklaces and stuff like that. I don't find too many.
Yeah, Charlie, I hate to say you just get all that gold you find too, you know.
Oh boy.
Charlie had a
This was a banner year for me on the gold. That is
now
true.
Sadistic Picker's right. If I took all the money I put into my vehicles this year and my metal detecting and my trips, yes, and my gas and my breakdowns and yes, meals, there, Sadistic Picker's right. You add that in, yes, I'd have enough for a Tesla.
Until one of those batteries needs to be changed. Because I heard that is, I mean, you might as well, from what I understand, they're like, you might as well buy a new car if you have to change the battery.
Oh, yeah, minimum 20 grand.
That is crazy.
But the batteries in those, Charlie, are supposed to last 3, 4, 500,000 miles.
Oh, really?
Jim says his gas is 319.
Look what Dalton put. Wow. Thanks, Dalton. That's awesome, Dalton.
He got several of them off that 9-acre, 12-acre property. I forget how it is. I did get one off of it, Charlie. But him and Troy both got silver off there. I didn't get any silver off that. Dalton got 2 or 3 seated off there too, Charlie. I took Kimberly out there. Kimberly got some great finds. I did find the ball button out there. It's my one and only ball button I've ever had. Thank you, Bill. It was fun last night. Yep, Dalton says the Chiefs and Dolphins are on right now over in Germany. Did you see that? It's not the speed of the chat, it's the speed of the MENARDO processor. And the MENARDO processor is pretty slow this morning.
Good morning, Patty. Patty Disharoon's here.
Blistering says, I'm watching a picking lock video from my friend Sadistic Picker. Yeah, guys, he's a lock picker and really pretty cool stuff Sadistic Picker does if you haven't checked out his channel. Expressions of the outdoors. I'm driving home from my cottage. We'll be listening as I drive. His cottage.
My cottage. Well, appreciate that, Greg. Petey says, I got a 42 Buffalo
20 yesterday. Now, you guys can have that crap. 20 degrees. Thank you, Greg.
Yeah. Of course, the Sadistic Picker is saying that Tesla is going to be crazy to even charge.
More and more of their charging stations, Charlie, are using solar.
Yeah. That was good, Mike.
That was good.
Oh boy.
Chris says he's lurking and eating breakfast. Dan, thank you for bringing it up, Dan. Yes, I watched the Hoover Boys video Wednesday. Kurt is swinging a Nocta. Nocta sent Kurt. Kurt has a friend, I guess it's a Nocta dealer, and he was authorized to send Kurt a Nocta macro legend, and Kurt used that, and he went over an old field that they'd hit numerous times, and yet he still pulled out, I think, 2 or 3 buttons, and towards the end of the day, he pulled out a largie, and he considered it a very good success. And then somebody just told me, another channel just said they're sending them a Deus 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Just sent Juice one.
Did they?
Yeah. Juice is swinging
Wow.
today, too now. Captain Vic 59, good morning.
Good morning, Captain Vic. Did you see Susie's comment, Charlie? Robert Ferguson's doing the carnivore diet. Wow. I'd never heard about this thing before you started talking about it, Charlie.
Yeah, I didn't. Tommy put me on it, and I was like, "There's no way you can sustain yourself eating like that," and it absolutely works.
Doctor Who, I'll put your comment. I'll put your comment up, Doctor Who. We just can't talk about it though.
Oh wow! Look, Zax's other channel's here.
Yes, he
Thanks,
is.
Zach.
Yes, he is.
Now he'll say that's not me. Neil just bought a lockpit set. Hasn't tried messing with it yet. I bought one and tried it, and man, it is a lot harder than it looked.
Yeah, well, I go, Rob. They have definitely changed, buddy. There's Miss Little Penny. I'm only 5 minutes behind, Charlie. Nope, Mark. They are not. It doesn't matter how good or bad they are. They are not cheap.
No.
Oh, Bill Brasky. 40 years. We were talking about this on Charlie's stream last night.
Yeah, congratulations. Yep. Him and Deb, 40 years.
Yeah,
Wow.
Deb Melvin. Yep.
Yep. Big congrats. And actually, Bill won a quarter-ounce bag of pay dirt from our buddy Thomas 907 last night. Well, that was cool. There's a good little anniversary present.
Kelly, there's your Tesla battery lasts way longer. There are hundreds of thousands of 2018 and 19 Teslas running around, and their batteries are just fine.
Rob, can I share something with you from Lou, Indiana Tones?
You go right ahead, sir.
He has got some pretty big news here. I wonder. Wow, Lou's going to take that over. Yeah.
Lou, can you talk about it, Lou? Do you want to come up? Wow, that's...
Yeah, I think he should come up and share that.
Wow.
Yeah, Mr. Dalton.
He loves you, Charlie.
Yeah, he loves to rub my face about the vehicle. Jason, BC Treasure Trails.
Good morning,
What's
Jason.
going on, sir? Yeah, see? There goes actually. I can assure you it's not me. Whoops, wrong account. Oh, man.
Yeah, guys, Howard works at the Tampa port now, part-time. So gets all kind of cruise perks and benefits, Charlie. That's a great side job.
That is way cool.
Wow, nice North Carolina. Yeah, Mark, so would I, buddy. So would I, being a lock picker.
Yeah.
Wow, $4.39 out in California for gas. Nope, we just hit $2.99 here. Yes, I believe that is true, Rob. But then again, look at all the gas money you save. $44 where Ed is.
Lou says he's going to get a horse, no gas needed.
Oh, that's who tried it. Dan said it was Kurt that got it. Deus too. Yeah, Dalton says send one to me. I'll test one out, no problem. Somebody should send one to Dalton. Well, Grandma Kelly, I just had. No, I'm not going to announce it. I just had my second company send me something, Grandma Kay. I've had my Detective Warehouse is my main channel sponsor. They have sent me hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of stuff, and they just sent Charlie a big swag bag as my co-host. So my guy John at Detector Warehouse, which is why I'm scrolling his company name below here, he takes phenomenal care of me. The new shovel I got from him is phenomenal. And I just had a second, actually not a supplier, but an actual company, just send me something that I will be testing before Christmas. So I don't know, Grandma Kelly. I had Detector Warehouse sponsor my channel before I was at 3,000 subs, and then once I hit 3,000, the second company contacted me, and I've got several other people contacting me for things like electrolysis machines and things like that. I get nervous from the ones overseas, though. If the English sounds like it was written by a third grader, I get a little nervous about those. Oh, holy smokes, flying hours. I hope you are feeling better. Been out of commission since the first day off this liquid diet. That's not good.
Mm-mm.
Did you see what he wrote? I assure you not. Oh, wrong account.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Alrighty, folks, we're going to get a race going here, Charlie,
Yeah,
before
we need
10
to get one
o'clock.
going. Yeah. Yeah. Got a couple to get through, so
And we did what last night, Charlie? We did zombies last night, right?
we did.
All right. Well, we're going to put that up. Oh, I had it up, Charlie, and nope, there it is. Computer does not like duck races, Charlie.
It doesn't seem to like it when you do those. Is it because you got too many other windows open?
I'm going to plug it into hardwire. Alrighty, guys, this is a bonus silver coin for everybody that was in. See, you get an extra chance to win if you were in Charlie's stream. My computer quits freaking out on me. Shuffle characters. And 3, 2, 1.
No problem, Joe. Thanks for putting your hat on, huh? Thanks, buddy. Hey, Deb. Good morning to you and happy anniversary. Good morning, Polish. Oh, she's having a problem with her right eye. Sorry to hear that. 81 on the likes there, Rob. We locked up a
Alrighty,
mystery
guys, this is
prize.
for everybody that was in. Wow, that jumped up fast. 77 good people in the room.
Mm-hmm. 79 on my end. It shows 79 on that little eyeball thing. Good morning, Beth. Who's it gonna be?
Forgot to put the music on, Charlie.
Yeah. Scott says now you're at 83 there, sir.
With 81 watching. Wow, you guys rock.
Mm-hmm.
We hit 98 on the Halloween stream, Charlie. 98 viewers.
Wow.
Alrighty, guys, 10 seconds left to go. All the boardings out there. Paula Abrams. Here comes Neil. Here comes
Neil is
Moon.
running
Who's
up.
it going to
Here
be?
comes
Mike
Moon.
the Freak? Is it
Mike
going to be
the
Mike
Freak.
the Freak or NorCal? the Greek.
Mike the Greek. Congratulations there, Mike.
I believe I have Mike the Greek's address, so I'll be sending you out a silver coin, sir.
Big congrats there, sir. And thank you for being there last night. Thank all of you guys for being there. It was a fun time for sure.
And let's take the zombie race off my computer to help me out. There we go. Look at that, Charlie.
There you go. Pat's and present metal detecting. What's up, Pat? How you doing, sir?
Good morning, past and present. Charlie, we got a duck race
sir.
going. I'm going to go grab a cup of coffee, sir.
Alrighty, you do that.
I need some
Dana
Java.
Reed. Some Java. Vernon, what's happening, buddy? See who else is here. Anyone here with 85 likes. Ain't too bad. Thank you guys so much. Olin, what's happening, sir? I think I got everybody there. Alrighty, Paula. Wow. I gotta post that one. Really? What you got to say about that, Joe? And thank you, Flying Arrow. Thank you for pointing that out. Oh, boy. Uh-huh. All right, on Sadistic Picker. I'll let Rob know that. Mr. Goldpen, Dutchy Jaco, how's it going, sir? Wait, where'd it go? Sorry. Oh, boy. The bad comb over is invisible on video. My dad has one of those. We call it the flop because it just flops. And when we would go diving, it looked like seaweed. It would just do this number in the water. So, oh boy. John Paul says, Charlie, you got my name. Hmm? Good morning, Only Pants. How you doing, MJ? Oh, I could check for you there, John. I'm pretty sure you're in there. He does a copy and paste thing now.
Oh, yeah, we'll do the copy and paste today for today's races.
That first race he ran was for last night's.
Yeah, now this race, I'm going to run another race. This is for everybody that was in my stream Monday night.
Okay.
Let me pull them up. Okay, are they in there? Yes, they are. We did go-karts. Alrighty, guys, this is for a mystery silver coin. Also, if everybody that was in my stream on Monday night that was there live and left a comment,
Mm-hmm.
3, 2, 1.
Good luck, good luck, good luck.
Ah, 10 o'clock, Charlie, and we've got 2 races already done.
Nice. Joe says, my buddy told everyone at our clubhouse or collab last Sunday not to film me if I wasn't wearing a hat. Wow. Who's it going to be? This one seems to be running a lot smoother. Rob?
It does seem to be running smoother, and there's more people in this one than the last one.
Jackson wants to know, Rob, is that Rob's car in the back with the wallet on the hood? Wow.
Man, that's cold.
Oh, wow. Oh, man. Nash, what's going on, bud? Paula. You know, there's actually people on that diet eating butter like that. I couldn't do that.
All right, we're just about finishing up here. And who's going to come up at the end? It's going to be backbreaking metal detector.
Boom!
Sigology
Chappy.
second and Alice Wonderland Maria third. But we got backbreaking metal detecting.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations, backbreaking metal detecting. All right, let's take that one off the screen.
There you go. Gold Eagle Prospecting. Good morning.
Good morning, Gold Eagle Prospecting. Look at that, Charlie. 2 races done just like that.
Yep.
Wow, 71% of people have not been kicked off of property, so I guess it is just me, Charlie.
Well, Mr. Dalton must be with you when this is happening.
Well, sure. He's never been picked off one himself. It's just when he's with me.
Uh-oh. Joe's telling Jared to go to his room. Uh-oh, somebody's in trouble.
Oh, we got so many great channels in here this morning.
Absolutely.
Good morning, Nash Landings. Good morning, Joe. Bad Idea Jet Lab. You expect a race with zombies to go smoothly. There you go. Denise Kidder solved the problem.
Hey, Rob Keeps might even sponsor you. Not sure on that one, Sadistic Picker. Little Penny saying hello to everybody.
There's your Paul Abrams joke of the day, Charlie.
Yeah. Read that one.
Go, Richard
back
Petty,
up in
go.
chat. Huh?
Go, Richard Petty, go for the race. Oh, Ladybug Stacker preparing ribs. Wow.
That's right, Mrs. Kendi. Race is done
I
and
hope
staying
they're as
in
good
the
as
chat.
Denise's ribs. Ladybug Stacker. Denise makes some great ribs.
She's probably just an all-around great cook.
She's really, since she's having to take care of her dad, she's really kind of expanded her repertoire of food to like a well-oiled. So you guys have
Uh,
thanks, doctor.
uh,
Ah, nothing like a duck race, Charlie, to get you caught up. You know, it's funny sadistic picker. My mom would told me if I kept wearing a hat my whole life, I was going to be bald. See, I'm an example of that being a wives' tale, and Charlie's an example of that being true. So,
no, really, I started wearing ball caps once I did get bald because I didn't want to get the melanomas or whatever you call them. Yeah, I wear a cap when I go out for sure. Most of the times, I used to not when I was younger, but got smarter about it.
well, you could tell by those great sunburn pictures, Charlie. I always
Yeah,
pick
you
that in
do.
the sun. And since
Flying arrow is safe.
Greg's here this morning,
Dad can't do anything. I'm 33 for one thing. Then the two, he is 700 to 800 miles away. You hear that, Joe? I think Joe's gonna fix that.
never lived away. I'm like you, Charlie. I've never lived away from my parents.
No,
I've never been more than an hour away from them.
I did when I was younger. Went through some stuff, but yeah, but now I can't. I mean, for sure. Hi, Alicia. How you doing? Welcome, welcome, hot mess.
So, Charlie, since we're talking about bald head and hats and melanoma, and
Uh-huh.
Mr. Greg's here, I
Uh-huh.
thought I would show everybody Greg's favorite picture that
Oh my
he cracks
God!
up every time he sees this picture, Charlie.
And I understand why. This thing is bad. I am surprised you didn't end up in the hospital.
I was a hurting puppy, Charlie.
It had to be.
I
Papa,
was at
how you
I was
doing,
at
Lawrence?
Barbie. I was at Barbie at the end of Toy Story, going, my face hurts.
Oh boy. Angie, good morning, Angie.
As soon as my 1946 computer will open the picture.
Holy crap. Chappie sent you $2, says he's been kicked off at a permission at gunpoint.
Oh, holy crap!
Yeah.
Wow, that's never happened to me. Wow,
mm,
wow.
that's the
I,
day
I
you're
you just don't
praying
know
you're
what
wearing
to
your
say to
brown
that.
pants. I don't know.
Are we ready for the
Oh, I
picture,
got you,
Charlie?
Paula.
We ready to
Yeah,
make everybody laugh this morning?
yeah.
Here is a day of beach detecting, guys.
Look at that. It's an albino raccoon.
That really hurt.
Oh, I bet, buddy. That looks painful just looking at that.
I mean, but you
Good
can see that
night.
I had a hat on, Charlie, with a brim, and it just didn't even help.
You see, you should have had a flat brim. See,
Yeah, that
more
would have made the
shade.
complete. That would have made the total difference, Charlie.
I know. There you go. Sarcasm. Uh,
That is Greg out west metal detecting's favorite picture, folks.
Adventures in Dirt. I think DK is here. Rob,
Good morning, DK.
how you doing, DK? Glad to see Ken here. Um, we kind of talked about it a little bit last night, Rob. If Ken's got a few minutes, we'd like to hear him talk about the show coming back.
Yeah, I'd
He
love
said
to.
if
If Ken would
possible.
like to come up, we'd love to have him up, guys.
I think everybody in chat enjoys that. It was a great thing to watch on Sundays. I enjoyed it.
Ken, putting the link up for you.
If you got time there, Ken.
Yeah, if you got 5 minutes, Ken.
Thank you, Vernon. Vernon's telling everybody to go
Miss Hot
smack
Mess
that like
Fishing here
button.
today?
Huh?
Somebody saying hi to Alicia. Is Miss Hot Mess Fishing here?
Yeah, Hot Mess is here. Yep.
Good morning, Miss Hot Mess Fishing. Charlie, had to get my own coffee this morning.
You wait till next Sunday. We're all just going to start telling her how miserable you were.
How pathetic I am?
Yeah, well, I didn't want to say that.
We'll just tell Denise that.
Oh, boy.
Oh yeah, that Alicia, that could be exactly what that was. That's right, Charlie. I did a video where a guy gave me permission, and then like 15 minutes later, I was detecting, and I felt somebody next to me, and I look up and there's a guy standing on the sidewalk, and he goes, "Oh, you found anything?" I go, "Yeah, I got a whole bunch of old wheat pennies, from the 30s and 40s, and appreciate you asking." He goes walking off, and I say to the video, "Hey, there's a neighbor asking me how I'm doing," and then he comes back from his walk, and he goes in the house, and I'm like, "Crap, that was my homeowner. I didn't even recognize. I thought it was a neighbor guy."
Oh, no.
Try and remember your permission, okay, Rob?
Oh, man. Oh, awesome, Dennis.
That's right, Wygold. Silver wishes. Good morning to everybody. Angie and Rick here. Good morning, Angie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my mom. Good morning, Papaw. My mom had all kind of old Polish wise tales. If you got a wart on your hand or your finger, you were supposed to peel a potato and then rub the potato on the wart and then go take it out in the yard and bury it. But you couldn't tell anybody where it was buried because then the wart wouldn't disappear if anybody knew where the potato was. And
What?
I don't know if that's an old one from Poland or wherever, but that was another one I grew up with.
Never heard of that one.
Yep. Yeah, that was the cure warts thing. Oh, Denise, that would be awesome. You, Denise K and Denise having a grill off. Gee, I would hate that.
Yeah, you slob, yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah,
Yeah,
there you
Jackie,
go.
that wouldn't be good. Charlie, I know you said you might be able to make it down here sometime this month, maybe, even if
Mhm.
it's just for a day. We've been trying to figure out what we're going to make you for dinner. Whether it's Denise's creamy cheesy chicken or her ribs.
Can't have either.
What do
If
you
you
mean
do the
can't have
ribs,
either? Both of them are meats.
you, no, I can't have the stuff that's on it. If you do ribs, I can eat that with just salt. So there's
Okay,
no
we can
point.
do a section of the ribs without the barbecue sauce on them.
Yeah, that would be great.
There you go, guys. Nash Landings I have a comment short out. Comment on that short, and you'll be entered for a chance to win silver. There you go, guys. Another giveaway. Mine ended at midnight last night, and I think, Charlie, I think I'm going to get with Papa Rouse Bill Tuesday night, and after his stream, we'll do the winners live.
Awesome. I think we lost DK. Hope we didn't run him off. Prospector Jason E. Miner, how you doing there, sir?
Good evening, or good morning, Jason. Yeah, we're getting a lot of comments on the ball cap and the hair. Some saying they get no problem, and some saying they have no hair.
Nope.
John Paul says 91 thumbs up. Wow, we're up to
Wow.
97.
DK's dropped the link there, Rob.
There you
Jeremy
go,
digging up
DK.
the Carolinas. What's happening, bud?
Morning, Jeremy. All right, I got the link there for Ken. For you guys that don't know DK, his name is Ken. His channel is Adventures in Dirt. He's out there in Colorado, He hunts with 5280 Adventures, which is a great channel name. And Ken used to do a weekly show called The Weekly Dirt. He's had it on for years. I have been fortunate enough and honored enough to be had a featured segment on two of the shows. One for my gold Freemasons medallion that Dalton and I found on one of Dalton's permissions, and another one was when I found a 1890s oil lamp that was 90% complete. The entire oil lamp was buried in parts in a trash pit on one of my permissions, and Dalton and I very carefully dug all the parts of that out, and Ken featured that on a video too. And guys, he's featured a lot of channels over the years that we've known.
Well, I will say this, and we all do it. We subscribe to so many people in the community, and it's not possible to catch everybody's videos, right? But it's
No.
kind of neat when he does that deal on Sunday when he was doing that, and he would be able to grab some and just show you the best of the finds at that moment. And man, it motivates you to get out there and go hunt.
You want to get
Whenever
back
you
out
see
there and go out there
yeah,
and see if you can find something. Absolutely, Charlie.
absolutely, yeah. And then when they all get together and did that trip to the UK, that was something else. Man.
Yeah, that was great.
Mm-hmm.
Brad from Green Mountain Metal Detecting did one last year, and he went over and met with Chill Bill over in England, I believe, or France. Yeah, that's my number one place I want to go. I want to go back to the old country, like the guys on the Detectorist, and go see if I can find some Roman or medieval or a hammered or a copper or silver thimble.
Yeah. Vernon and Bill saying you are not at 101, sir. 102.
Did you see what Incognito wrote to Chappie? You're giving an open order at gunpoint anyway.
That's classic.
That's just the comments I miss when I go back and I read them later. And I'm like, damn, I missed another good comment, but I caught that one. Wow, Jim got run off his own property.
Mark says, well, Ken wasn't always on target. He had me on that show twice. Congratulations there, buddy. I mean, that's great recognition right there. Ken put you up.
Happy Chappie on the burnt Rob. Holy shit.
Here you go. Sadistic Picker saying, if you want to win a free lock pick set, hit me up last video and follow the directions. There you go. He's got a giveaway going on, guys. Did you drop him the link there, Rob?
I did.
Maybe he has some trouble getting onto it. I'm not sure.
I just put it on again.
Jeremy saying hello to everybody.
Apparently that water comes, that sun comes bouncing off the water from underneath when I was out in the water. Ronald, I peeled a lot, buddy.
How's it going, Drake?
SPF anything, Joe says. Yeah, I didn't do that, Joe. Yeah, he's not in the green room, Charlie.
No, he said to drop the link.
Have you seen the link?
I saw it.
Dan's going to try and make the butter gooey cake himself today.
Oh, really?
Oh, Mrs. Can-Do is going to be heading to Home Depot to see what project they're going to do while Mr. Can-Do leaves deer camp for 2 weeks. There you go, Charlie. There's a man after your own heart right there.
Yep. Season's here. Ken saying camera issues on in a second. Johnson, 103 likes now. Yeah, he's having camera issues at the moment.
I am spoiled, Paul, and I know that. And I know that I have a good woman. And Denise K knows that too. She's been over here.
You are spoiled. And Nobody denies that.
Oh yeah, always been told not to pick up a toad or get warts. Absolutely, you got told that as a kid too.
Yep. John's asking, how long do you guys go live for? Until 11:30 your time, right, Rob?
Yep, 11:25, and here is the man, folks.
There he is.
Look,
How you doing, Ken?
He's doing all the professional studio stuff and making us look bad here.
Man, I haven't live streamed forever. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah,
you just fine, sir.
We're just going to get you practice there, Ken.
There you go. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Shoot, I can use all the help I can get. Cheers. Good morning, everybody. Cheers.
Good morning to you. Cheers.
Mm.
Welcome to the stream. We appreciate you coming up.
Yeah, man. You know, every time I see these live streams going on, I always try to like tune in. You know, I never have a lot of time to hang out for a long time, but you know, just staying connected to the community, seeing you guys continuously do this, man, it's such a value to the community. You have no idea. Like if people don't tell you that, you need to know that you guys are serving the community, and we need more people doing that because we all enjoy it. We're all kind of connected through this crazy hobby. And so hats off to you guys for continuing.
As my neighbor across the street says, Rob's off to his monthly nerd meeting when I head off to my metal detecting club meeting. That's it.
We're all in the same boat, man. I just told my wife, I said, hey, I'm going to go log into this live stream for a minute. Can you watch the dog? I'm going to go jump on for a little bit. And she's like, bunch of nerds.
Yep.
I will say this. My wife initially was saying, are you going to your cult group meeting?
Yeah, Charlie's wife called it the cult meeting.
And now I can happily say she's one of us. One of us.
Right.
She'll pop in here and there now. So it's pretty neat.
Yeah, no, that's cool. It's great to have the support of our spouses.
Charlie, even Denise is kind of logged on, not on screen, but she's even logged on and left a couple comments while she's on the road.
Yep. She knows people's names better than you, sir.
Well, my wife's the idea person. Like she's got all the ideas, you know. She's always giving me ideas. Well, you should do this, and when are you going to do this? And I'm just like, let me write it all down, you know. She's got all kinds of great ideas.
I know you moved about what, 8 months or a year ago?
Yeah, I moved to a new home, and then actually a few years ago I moved to a new home now. But about a year ago, my wife got injured and she had to have surgery on her back, and so she was down quite a bit, and I really needed to take care of her. And I was kind of looking for a break, right? It had been a number of years that I had the YouTube channel, and anybody that has YouTube channels knows what a grind it can be. And but I really enjoyed doing the weekly dirt every Sunday, and then throwing in other filler videos as I could. And so when she got injured and I knew I was going to have to spend a lot of time taking care of her, I thought this is a good time for a break. You know what I mean? So I took a break. It's been about a year almost. And yeah, I'm just now getting back into the whole YouTube thing. She's fine. Everybody's good. So I'm, I'm getting back into it now. Weekly Dirt's going to take me a little while to get back going, but it's coming. It's coming. So for those of you that enjoyed the show.
It's got to be a lot of work putting those clips together, because I thought they were always very well done and very seamlessly done with the clips.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Thanks.
Definitely.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah, and people seem to enjoy them. You know, again, I'm trying. My whole channel was developed around the idea of servicing the community. That's why I take my hats off to you guys. Is I think a long time ago when I was first starting a YouTube channel, trying to figure out what I should do. I've always been interested in audio and video, and I'm just like, I don't know. And so I was kind of reaching out to some of these YouTube gurus, you know what I mean? Some of these people on YouTube that say how to do YouTube, and they give you tips. And I reached out to one and kind of got really connected with one. And he just said, is there a community surrounding it? And I said, yeah. He goes, serve that community. What do you mean? He goes, do something that's of service to that community. So I'm like, that's when the weekly dirt idea came up. I'm like, well, I could, as a service, I could show them all my personal detecting videos, but I'm in Colorado, even though I could try to make interesting the things I find, it might not be so interesting for everyone. And was that going to be a service to the community? So then I came up with the weekly dirt idea. Well, why don't I show what other people are finding around the world, really, and show that, like, hey, here's some inspiration. If you don't get a chance to get out, you watch the weekly dirt. Sometimes I get a little anxious because I watch the weekly dirt and see all these clips and go, man, I can't get out. I wish I could get out on a property like that. And so that started the show.
Yeah.
You probably have limited finds or limited type things that you can find in your area.
Yeah.
And it's the same here in Florida. I mean, we find a variety of things here in Florida, but you got to get up to North Florida to get before like 1880s. So down here in the Tampa Bay area, we're around the turn of the century. We might find a couple 1890s houses, but we're not going to be finding 1840 largies. We're not going to be finding colonial.
Yeah.
You know, I know Troy's found one largie in the state of Florida. Him and Dalton went to Georgia, found a couple. I mean, if we get an Indian down here, or we get a barber, I mean, a seated dime down here, or a seated quarter is, you know, a huge deal down here.
Jason.
Same here too.
Yeah.
Yeah, silver's rare here. No largies, no colonial. And when if you do find them, that means somebody brought that stuff here, and for you to find it's even more of a rare, you know, occurrence than, you know, if we were other parts of the world. But you know what? It was Jason Quarterhoarder that told me one time. He said, and he goes, Ken, as a creator, you know, you're not always going to find the best stuff. I mean, you should appreciate the area you're in, because people were pushing west. It's kind of like, this is the whole westward expansion. They came across this territory. So everything you find is special. And we've been lucky enough to find some military camps that date back to the 1850s. So that's about as early back as we can get. And if you find a military camp, those are just some cool finds. But he said, try to make what you find interesting. He goes, I don't always find the most interesting things, but I try to make what I find interesting somehow. Yeah. And so, yeah, that was a good tip.
When you put my Masonic gold medallion on,
amazing.
At the front of the video now, they have the Masonic. It's got the Masonic blurb underneath the front of the video, and I thought you did that, and then you had told me no, that's a feature that YouTube does for certain subjects. Well, I just found that Masonic silver belt buckle from the 40s or 50s, and when I put the word Masonic in my title, they did the same thing, Ken. They put that Freemasons blurb under my video.
Yeah.
And
yeah, you never know when they're going to do something like that, you know?
Yeah.
I've seen them do it on, like, you know, political videos and different stuff. When you watch it, all of a sudden there'll be this blurb where they just think that they need to explain things to you, you know?
And you know, it's funny. I did a short 2 weeks ago. I was behind a Jeep CJ, and he had a bumper sticker on the back of his rear fender that had the front of a Jeep grill. It had the two headlights, and then the solid Jeep grills in the center, and then the two center poles were longer for the two towers, and then it said, never forget, Jeep says never forget 911, and it had the two towers as part of the Jeep grill. And I thought that was a really cool, unique tribute bumper sticker to 9/11, and I put it on YouTube as a short, and it did very, very well. But YouTube said, due to the controversial subject, they limited it. Had limited it. What they wouldn't monetize.
Yeah, yeah, and that should teach everyone something, that's a YouTube creator out there, and I see a lot of people in the chat. A lot of people are. So if you're a creator, you need to know. I mean, okay, we don't like that. We don't like that they do that, but it should at least tell you that YouTube's watching. Like, they're not only evaluating your thumbnail on every single video you put up and evaluating it for compliance and for, you know, anything risque, but also every scene in your video, every cell of your videos electronically being evaluated. And I remember this one guy, he had a, you know, because there's this AI cloud AI out there that evaluates the thumbnails, and he put it was something like metal detecting naked or something like that. And he had a picture of himself naked in this field, and he put a peach, an animated picture of a peach where his butt is. And they flagged it, and they said, you know, inappropriate, you know, because it looked too much like,
real
derriere. And you know what he did is he changed the peach to a broccoli, and it was just fine. So it wasn't necessary. So it wasn't necessarily the the content, even though that was a pretty risque. It was just them evaluating the thumbnail, and that was years ago. And since then, now they evaluate every. My
personal. Well, I got a lot of personal pet peeves, which are my issues. But anyway, I get really ticked is when I see a video and the thumbnail pic scene is not in that video. That ticks me off.
That's clickbait.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Clickbait. Yeah, absolutely right.
Yeah.
DK, real quick, Mona is a big supporter of everybody's channel here. Says you have a voice for radio. Can
Oh,
you
he
have
does.
I have a voice for
He's got
radio.
Yeah.
Not a face for radio, but a voice for
Yeah.
Perfect. Thanks, Mona.
Yeah,
So are you
radio
still doing
and a face and voice for radio, not TV. Yeah.
That's funny.
Well, you still do the talk, right?
We do, yeah.
Monday night?
We have a live podcast that's every Thursday night called
Or
Relics.
Thursday night, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Relics. Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern every Thursday, Relics Radio. We go live, me and my co-host Tony, and we bring on guests all the time to come in and chat with us from all over the treasure hunting community. You know, divers, wreck divers, gold prospectors, you name it, magnet fishing, you know, all that stuff. We're even thinking of getting some thrifters on, you know, because I started selling stuff on eBay and flipping products. So, you know, it's all treasure hunting type stuff, but mainly metal detecting. And every Thursday we talk for about an hour and a half. Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
my digging partner Alex, she moved away here. Her and her husband moved about an hour away.
Yeah.
She used to hunt with Dalton and I. But that's how she makes part of her living is thrifting at thrift stores, and then she puts the finds, and then she does live auctions for her stuff. And they sell it live as auctions. Yeah. And she's doing very well. I think she's got over 30 or 40,000 subscribers now.
Yeah.
And she's not as big as
Crazy Lamp Lady,
Relic Recoverist, but they know each other.
Yeah, good. Yeah, Jocelyn and I talk a lot. She was kind of the inspiration for me to get into it. You know, when I was taking this break from video, I thought, you know, what else could I do with some of my time? I didn't have a lot of time. I was still doing the podcast through all that. And that takes some prep and that takes, you know, commitment every Thursday night, especially doing it live. Like, you know, so yeah, I thought, well, let me take a shot at it. I know I can search for products on online estate auctions from my computer in my office right here. And then if I win the bid, and it was a big learning curve, then I could go grab the products, throw them up on eBay. I've been doing that for about a year. And it really was Jocelyn that was a big influence for me on that. I started a YouTube channel, but I didn't put any content out. Maybe someday, but you know, and wow, if you're keeping up with her, boy, she just has a huge announcement recently.
Well, and she's doing so well doing that as the Crazy Lamp Lady that she hasn't put any. I don't know if she doesn't have time for metal detecting anymore, but she hasn't posted any metal detecting content in a year now.
Well, think about it. You know, she caught a lot of flack as a metal detectorist. Unfortunately, people gave her crap, and I'm a big supporter of hers.
Why?
So, because she worked her butt off.
Because she was an attractive young lady.
Yeah, you know, you get a lot of you know, people that you know like to negatively comment on things and have opinions, and that's fine. But she used to deal with it fine and work her butt off, and she deserved every success.
She gave Alex some advice too, and I was happy to hear that because I talked to her once, and she gave Alex some advice too as an attractive young lady.
Yeah.
But you know, it's not like Jocelyn was out there with fluff like a couple of these girls are. She was finding good stuff, and she worked hard on the property. She
she did the work. You know how much it takes to put out videos like that, and she was putting out almost daily videos, and I mean, just a huge commitment. And when I finally had the chance to meet her in 2019 at Pound the Ground, she came up to me and she goes, you know, I see your channel, Ken. I see you're putting in the work. She goes, I highly respect that because you're doing it every week. And Drew said the same thing. And since then we became really great friends. And she's done the same thing with Crazy Lamp Lady. And think about it. She's having more success on Crazy Lamp Lady, and she doesn't have to deal with all the crap she was dealing with in the metal detecting side. And I told her, I get it. Yeah. And not only that, well, she just announced she's launching her own selling platform called Knickknacks. And wow. Yeah. Like that's how successful she's getting. She's actually going to launch her own platform, and you know, good for her because she works at it constantly works at it.
Lou was here today. Well, he's still here. Indiana Tones. And he says, I'm sure you know who Merrill is from Metal Detecting New York City.
Yep.
Said he's got a big announcement coming, which I'm looking forward to. I don't know what it's going to be, but he said Lou's taking over his website. Merrill started his own website, I Rate Metal Detector. Mm-hmm. And he's built that up to be a pretty phenomenal website. And I'm happy to see him and Lou working together.
Right.
But, you know, it's hard because metal detecting and treasure family is such a niche on YouTube compared to some of the bigger genres.
Sure.
Yeah. Like thrifting. Thrifting's big.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. People are real passionate about that. And you know why? Because it's surrounding making money, whereas metal detecting isn't always surrounding making money. And that whole making money niche is pretty big. No matter what you do, that's a pretty big niche. And people,
Now,
people,
Ken, you're a pretty big name in this community, and you've met a lot of the big name people here. You've met Quarter Hoarder. You've met a lot of the guys, probably Aqua Chigger, and a lot of the
Yeah.
pretty big channel names.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, because I took some flack for this. Do you think there's going to come a point, or we are at a point, to where eventually this hobby will not be as big as it is because there's going to be less things to find eventually?
No.
Really?
Yeah, I think that, well, it depends on what type of hunter you are. You know what I mean? I think that if you're a park hunter, possibly, because they don't renew as much as beaches do, let's say. They do, but they don't do as much. If you're a field hunter and they deep plow, things are going to continually be turned up, especially in England. I mean, I think over in England, definitely not, because they constantly renew. The times I've been over there is just ridiculous. We've hunted the same fields for years, and there's always Romans and gold and all kinds of stuff that comes up.
Because they keep turning it up.
They plow deep, and they keep turning stuff up. Thousands of years of stuff sitting down there. So so I don't know. Like some of the military sites we've found here, we've pounded them. Every time we go out, we find something. Not like that first couple of times. My gosh, it was a treasure trove. It hadn't been touched, obviously, but when things kind of dry up, you just keep doing your research. To me, when I first started, I thought metal detecting was all about the finds and me out there being by myself and stuff. But since then, I've learned metal detecting is about friends, going out with friends, sharing that passion with friends, and the history you learn while doing the research.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I was a history major, and I majored in history and political science in college, so I love American history. Now, I will tell you a joke here. I was over in England when I got out of college. I was over in England playing snooker with some guys in a bar, some old guys, and they asked me what I majored in.
Oh, this is going to be a good one.
Yeah, they asked me what I majored in.
Bars involved. I'm all ears.
I told them I majored in American history, and one of the old timers went, "Oh, so what was that? 3 classes?" And because we were
them. Yeah, absolutely.
They're 4,000 years old,
right?
But yeah. So where was I going?
I mean, you had that history background,
Right. Oh, and when I found the gold medallion that had the name on it and the lodge, you trace that guy. You use your genealogy skills,
right?
And you track that guy's family all the way back to England before he went to New York.
Yeah.
And that added so much to the find.
I mean, that's my favorite thing, man. I just did it for a gentleman in New Jersey. He found a World War I, one of those round dog tags from World War I. Trace that down, find a surviving member, told the guy about it. We had him on as a guest on our podcast. I'd never met the guy before. And we just had him on our podcast. And after the podcast, he was like, one of my first finds I ever found was this World War I dog tag. And from listening to your podcast, Ken, I understand you like helping people find surviving family members because of my experience with genealogy research. And I said, yeah, I love it, because if we can get that back to the family, it's awesome. I know you're supposed to turn that stuff in and everything, but so yeah, I found a surviving grandson, and he was able to return it to him. And now we're all talking and stuff. And he said, you know what, Ken, the grandson, he said, you know what, Ken, he goes, me and my 4 brothers were all military, and we've had nothing of my grandfather. And this has shocked our family and has opened up conversations throughout our family. I mean, that just gave me goosebumps just now. Just thinking that gave that to them, a couple detectorists out there looking for junk, you know what I mean? So
even B. Higgles, who's on our Monday night, our Monday Digs, he got permission at an old schoolhouse, I think from the teens or 20s, and in the course of doing that schoolhouse that he was allowed to do, first off, he got like 47 bucket listers out of this place. I mean,
wow.
And one of the things he found was a jar with a note in it, and all the kids from that class, I think it was from the 20s or 30s, had signed that note. He found one surviving member of that class here in Florida, and put somebody in contact with her and got her forwarded her a copy of that note so she could have a copy of that note. But they linked that together from 70 years ago. They linked that together.
Morning, Leanne.
Isn't that amazing?
It is.
Stories like that. I mean, and when you do the research, Charlie, just go ahead, man.
Oh, no. I was just saying, I was agreeing with you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like, how about you, Charlie? Did you have an interest in history before you started metal detecting?
I'm going to be completely honest with you. I was not that guy in school. Just absolutely not. And then got into the detecting part of it, like really got into it a few years back, and it's just crazy. Because everything you find, you got to figure out what it is. You know what I mean?
Those are my favorite finds, right? You don't know what it is.
You don't know what it is, and then you ask the community for help because that a lot of times you get stumped. You know?
Because of my connection with the community, I mean, all the videos I review to try to pick one selected for the weekly dirt, the other YouTubers I've met throughout the years, I've been blessed to be involved with a lot of return stories or at least a lot of research to help find out who the people are. And when you do all that research, you almost like get to know them. Like you get to know their whole family. You go back generations and like when they moved from this state to that state, when they immigrated, all kinds of stuff. I mean, we were detecting in a field here in Colorado, and the homeowner, the landowner that gave us permission said there used to be an old ice house there. Like, what was it? Well, it was actually an ice cream factory from back in the late 1800s, early 1900s. And we were detecting and found a bunch of iron stuff. And she came out on her horse and she said, "You guys want to see something really cool?" And we're like, yeah. She walked us way back on her property, way out in the middle of nowhere, middle of prairie here in Colorado. There was just nothing around. And there was a grave site with a headstone and rocks around the grave. And it said, it was a Civil War soldier's name, Captain Charles, blah, blah, blah. Captain, right? And I was like, wow, that is so cool. So I went home and I researched the name and started learning all about this guy, man. He was a prisoner at Andersonville, and he fought in Gettysburg, just amazing, got injured and just amazing. And he came to Colorado with his wife. His wife was the postmistress here at that area. And then he passed, right? He passed in 1890, I think. And somebody put that gravestone up there. And when I started researching, one of the researches you do is you can go to findagrave.com and kind of learn some more information about them, see if they're even listed on it. And he was listed on there. His whole story was on there. And it said burial unknown. Yeah, so they knew he died in Colorado, but didn't know where he was buried. And now all of a sudden I have that knowledge and I'm like, oh man, what do I do? So I called the landowner. I go, he has family that have written about him extensively, but no one knows where he's buried. And she goes, yeah, I want to keep it that way. It was her land, man. I had to respect her wishes. She goes, I don't want a bunch of people coming here. She goes, if you want, you can put the general area. And so I was able to do that. I reached out to the guy and said, hey, I know for a fact he was buried in this general area, because it just said unknown, like they didn't know. And the guy never got back to me. So I don't know if the guy that did all that information passed, you know what I mean? Did it years ago and passed or what? But yeah, I was never able to find any other surviving family members because his family line kind of died out. Like he never had sons, and then the daughters kind of never had kids, and, it kind of died out. But it was fun learning all about the guy. I mean, I got a photo of the guy. Somebody had put a photo out there, some old family member, and I couldn't get a hold of this family member that had the photo. So could have passed on, you know what I mean? But still fun to do all that research. Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Ken. Prior to metal detecting, where were you with history and stuff like that?
Right with you, Charlie. Like, okay. I never had any teachers that made it interesting. It was a drudgery. It was a drudgery to remember all these dates and I just never got into it at all. And then
see that's where mine was the opposite. My high school history teacher was phenomenal, and I really think that's what he brought history to life. Yeah. And I think that's what really did it for me.
So for all you teachers out there that are watching this live stream, make it interesting no matter what you're teaching, man. Make it interesting.
There you go.
Yeah, there's a guy, Garrett, right? Garrett Susser. He's over in Kansas. He's a young history teacher, and he brings metal detecting into it all the time. He takes kids out. He brings in finds and artifacts, and they talk about it, and they talk about that era and what life was back then.
That's a great teacher right there.
He just won Teacher of the Year through the Oregon California Trails Association.
Yeah, I
we
can see that
always
happening.
we're always
Yeah.
looking for guest speakers at our club meeting.
Oh, he would
And
be great.
we always wind up getting the same ones. So Troy found a fob in St. Peter, a brass fob that had real fancy BB on it. Well, we have the oldest hotel in Florida. The second oldest hotel in Florida is in our county, called the Bellevue Biltmore Hotel, and it was built in the 1880s or 1860s, and it catered to an extremely rich clientele, like your movie stars and your sports figures, Babe Ruth and people like that. A very exclusive hotel, and you had to be. They brought the serving class in from up north because they knew how to serve rich people, and they didn't hire locals. I mean, it was real exclusive. Well, anyway, through the years, the hotel was decrepit and everything. It was brought back, and it's been restored now, and it's been reopened with newer wings. But the center core of the hotel is still there. Well, I thought this was a relic from like a key fob from like the 1890s or early 1900s. So I contacted the hotel, and they said, "Oh, we'll just put you in, we'll just transfer you to our on-site historian." They have a full-time historian at that hotel that gives the guests tours of the hotel and explains to them. And I sent him pictures, and he did some research, and it turned out not to be related to his hotel. But I got to meet him, and I said, "Listen, we always looking for good speakers. Would you like to do a speech at our club meeting?" And he came in with a beautiful 20-minute slide presentation of stuff about our county and that hotel that none of us knew that he had done research on. And it was just phenomenally. I could have listened to that guy all night long.
Yeah. Yeah. When you get good ones, right? It's special. It definitely
It is. He's a young guy. He's like in his late 20s, early 30s. But he's got such a passion for history.
Yeah. That's really cool. When Garrett won that award, it's the Oregon California Trails Association, right? And it was like, man, these sound like my kind of people. I never knew about them before. Well, he was receiving his award up in like north Nebraska, and we're in Colorado, Tony, my digging partner, and I, and we drove like 5 or 6 hours up there to go support him when he received this award. And because he's come out and dug with us, and Tony's gone out there in Kansas and dug with him and Zach from Great Outdoors Detecting. And it was great. It was awesome. But all these people we met, like we sat at the table with this young gal who was a historian for Wyoming. Oh my gosh. She had so much information. We said, we got to get you on the podcast, and she's willing to come on. We just haven't got her on yet, but cool. It was so cool sitting at that table and talking to her and the other people around the table. Cause it was a room. It was like 300 people, and they're all interested in history of these old trails and the pioneers and the wagoneers. And man, it was awesome. I found my people.
To check the wagon trail. That would be great.
Yeah.
It's funny how this hobby does that to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would never thought of any of this stuff, but then you get into detecting and you start finding stuff, and you're like, what is this from? You know, so
when I find something now that's got
draws you in. You know what I mean?
You want to get online, you want to start, because Troy sends me pictures all the time. He's like, "Rob, can you research this for me?" And I love researching Troy just found a U.S. Coast Guard medal from World War II. And he sent me a picture. He goes, "Rob, I have no idea what this is." And I started doing my research. I said, "Troy, that is an actual uniform medal, good conduct medal from World War II. You had to have 18 months or 2 years of service without a discipline report to get that medal during World War II." And Troy was just fascinated by learning that.
Sure.
He can take that back to the homeowner and then tell the homeowner where, the information on that item that just came out of their yard.
Yeah. When I lived in a town called Longmont in Colorado before I moved here, and that's when I first started getting into detecting. I lived in Longmont, and I started doing research on Longmont. I wanted to know where the circus came to town. I wanted to know where the bars were, because drunk people drop money. I wanted to know where the churches were, where the schools were early on in the 1870s when the town was developed. And I learned all that. And then I started reading newspaper articles. Colorado has a great newspaper archive from since the first newspaper. And so I was searching keywords like swimming holes and, different stuff. And I learned in trying to go down that rabbit hole, I learned so much about my town. I used to think like I knew more than most people in the town, you know, because I discovered all that. And here's the coolest part. When you do research like that and you find an old school that was out on this prairie and now it's just a field, and you ask permission and you go out there and you think you're in the right spot, and then you find something that's associated with that school, that is just so cool. It's like this. It's like searching for gold, right? I'm a gold prospector also, but and you do research as to where you think the gold is going to settle in the rivers, right? Ed was on here earlier, and then you go and you actually go prospect that area, and you do some panning, do some sluicing, and then you find gold. It's the same thing. You're like, wow, all my efforts paid off, you know?
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, I want to try gold panning and sluicing at least one time in my life. I really do.
Yeah.
But DK, we're getting a lot of comments here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not following them, so if there's any questions,
history is very popular in the military community. Marty says he's been a living history reenactment person for 35 years.
Oh, wow.
Loves history. A lot of other people, Blistering and Scott, Mona, everybody just really gets into the history, and that's great because that is such an integral part of the hobby.
Yeah.
Everybody, a lot of people, when you first popped up, were super excited that you're here, and they still are, obviously.
Well,
you got quite a few other people just joined. Rob
Yeah,
Weigel.
You've kind of been a low profile for a while, Ken. So
I have. I've been absent. I know it, and it was by design. It was by design. I needed the break. Believe me.
Yeah, got to do what you got to do. Rob Weigel wants to know: do you do any panning up in Colorado?
Sure. Yeah. You know, I do. Yeah, it's been a while, to be honest with you, and only very recreational. Like I've never gone high banking or dry washing or anything. I hadn't gotten that into it. Just panning and sluicing, working buckets of concentrate, and having a good time. I started it because I wanted when we first moved to Colorado, to have an activity to do with my son. My oldest son really wasn't interested. My youngest son was all about it. And I took him out numerous times and we had a blast. Tony and I and his son have been out with me, and we've gone out and done it. And it's just a lot of fun. There's nothing more relaxed. Well, it's a lot of work. A lot of people don't realize that. Running buckets of material through a sluice and gathering that material is hard physical work.
I've seen videos of people doing it. You're just like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard work for a little bit of color, but if you get that color in your pan, it makes it all worth it. But you're sitting there in a river, you know, and if the weather's nice out, like I remember I spent my birthday one year out in a river in Colorado, in where was that? I forget what creek I was on, but I'm sitting there. You know, I'd done all my digging. It was the end of the day. I'm sitting on a bucket that's half in the river, and I'm sitting there scooping dirt out and running it through my sluice. And I'm just looking around, and I went live, I remember, on my phone on Facebook, and I was like, look where I'm at. Like, this is my birthday. I couldn't think of a better place to spend my birthday.
There you go.
You know, and the gold I found hasn't added up to much. It's just been more the fun of it. And again, research and then completion and success of finding that gold and the camaraderie. There's a huge community, as Ed could tell you, around gold prospecting. So
I really thought my first week with my metal detector that I was going to make a living out of this. And I ran into a guy at a park. I'm out there trying to find 8 cents at a park, and I ran into this guy, and I started telling him, and this guy just started laughing at me. He goes, dude, I used to metal detect 10, 15 years ago. Good luck with that, he said to me, and he knew what he was talking about because I had no idea. You know, $30 and change is a good month, and I was out there thinking we're going to bring in $200-300 a week and change, and it just don't happen like that.
No, there you go. Jason dropped your link there, Adventures in Dirt. I was going to ask Rob, do you got is DK wrenched up there? Because people are asking for his link.
Oh,
they want to go check you out there.
Hey,
sir.
Man, thanks, man. Yeah, go check it out. Like I said,
put a comment in, Ken, so I can give you a wrench.
What's that? Okay, how do you do that? Let me see. I forgot. All right, here we go.
How about cheers? Files, how you doing? While you guys are doing
somewhere. There you go. Cheers. Yeah, you're going to go to my channel. You're not going to see, I think I have like my more popular videos popping up first on you. And, just to get back into it, I did some AI videos for shorts, just to see how it would go.
Mm-hmm.
So I created like 60 shorts in like an hour that I have scheduled, and they're a day, this day in history is what I did. So I basically used AI to pull these facts from history on every day for the next 60 days. Took that text, had an AI voice read them into an audio file, and threw all that together, with Canva over the top of a background and just something to put out, and I did that, threw that out there. I got urban legends doing the same thing, kind of daily urban legends in different states for every state. And, just to get things going again, I've got a list of over 100 videos I want to make that I think will service mainly beginning metal detecting and people just getting into the hobby. Questions that people have coming into the hobby, I'll answer those with some videos, but it's going to take me probably another 2 or 3, maybe even another month. I'm getting ready to move my elderly mother in with me here into my home. So I'm really busy with getting that prepared and getting ready for that. And then probably after that, I will, we're trying to get her here by Thanksgiving, but after that, I'll probably get back on the weekly dirt, and you'll start seeing more consistent weekly videos from me.
That'll be great.
Yeah.
I know, we're all looking forward to that.
Yeah. I enjoyed doing it. I needed a break for sure. So
it just
let me hit a question here, because I accidentally deleted the question while I was trying to pin you in. Show Me Stacker says, do you ever bring a dog to any of your digs?
Oh yeah, good question. I don't. No, I don't. We have a little dog. We inherited it from my stepson, who didn't really take care of it. So we started taking care of it, and he's a great little dog. He's actually having some issues right now. We thought we might've had to have him put down here about 2 weeks ago, because he's not old, but he's got this spine disintegrating disc thing. His hind legs aren't working so good, but he's on the mend right now. He's recovering and stuff. And I don't know. I think it would distract me too much. I mean, I'm already kind of distracted trying to take video, for those of you that shoot videos out there, it's kind of it's an extra thing you got to do, and I think just trying to keep track of a dog, and sometimes we're hours and hours, we'll travel 3-4 hours away sometimes to hit these spots to go detect. And
you know what? That's the one thing I've learned about metal detecting. The longer you do it, the more you've got to start expanding, because you've used up all the areas around your own.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm not of that mindset though, because I know there's still just so much we haven't hit. And yeah, you go hit stuff that's easy, and that stuff's usually been hunted. So we've learned to kind of hit stuff off the beaten path and look for interesting
But
areas.
I've also learned sometimes just because you go far away doesn't mean you're going to have a better day than you could 10 miles from your house.
You've learned that the hard way.
I did that 220-mile trip to that little swimming hole beach, and got nothing but pull tabs and 3 coins. And then I go to the local beach the next day, and I get 6 pieces of jewelry. So you just never know.
Detecting's all about inches and angles, man. It's just inches and angles.
You're absolutely right. There's so much truth behind that.
Yeah.
Hey, Torchy, how you doing? Hey, Dan. Just saying hello to
Luderate. Good evening. Good morning, Luderate.
Thanks here. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can walk behind your buddy and find stuff that he missed easily, because it's all about inches and angles. And it's not necessarily about the machine you're swinging or anything like that.
Oh, go ahead, tell that story, Rob.
Troy got us 2 late 1800s permissions next to this huge church permission, and Dalton sat on his pickup truck and went on his truck bed, and he went, "I'm giving you guys 5 minutes." And he gave 3 of us 5 minutes to do the yard, and he sat there in his tailgate, and then when the 5 minutes is up, he went behind us, and he pulled a silver and an Indian that we didn't get.
Well, tell him about Jeremy walking behind you.
Oh, we were doing Jeremy digging up the Carolinas, was down here in Florida, and Troy got us a 50s permission in St. Pete, and we were doing the yard, and I got this bouncy, crappy 17-19 signal on the Knox, and I'm like, I am not digging another zinc penny, and I just went right over it. And he came behind, and he had I think he was using the Knox too. But anyway, he got the signal, and it sounded a little better to him, and he dug it up, and it was a 1950s gold class ring.
Wow.
That Rob just walked right over.
Yep. I tell you, And Tony and I go do door knocking sometimes, it seems to have just be the theme. We see a yard, we go, we knock on the door, we look at Zillow and all that stuff to see what year the house was put up and stuff, and go knock on the door. And then we always look at each other, go, okay, pick your side of the yard, because we'll split the yard. He picks the best side of the yard every single time. And I'm in the sun, he's in the shade, he's finding all the toys and all the stuff from back in the day, and I'm finding dirt, nothing.
I swear to God, 8 out of 10 times, no matter who picks it, he gets the right side. We do it on whoever actually does the talking and does the door knock. That person gets to pick the side of the yard. We pretty much do it the same way you do, Ken.
Yeah, that's a good deal. That's a good deal. But where I find that, it doesn't matter how far away you go. England, oh my God. You know how many amazing finds I've seen in England 10 feet from where you park the truck? Like you hear that, right? And it's just not hearsay. It freaking happens. I don't know how it happens, but oh my gosh, you can walk. Last time I went to England, I swear I was 1.5 miles away from the group, because we had 12 fields of about 400 acres apiece to hunt. And I just started walking and got way out there. And it was lunchtime, and they're like on the walkie-talkie. And at lunchtime, you figure out if you're going to move from that spot or not and go to another spot. So everyone starts convening back on the van to eat their lunch and make that decision. Well, it took me forever to walk back. And by the time I got back, they didn't tell me. We all have walkie-talkies, but they had all made the decision to stay, and they had gone back out by the time I walked back. So I ate my lunch by myself and then walked 10 feet off the van and found a hammered silver. So inches and angles, man. Inches and angles.
Gotta love it.
Yeah, this will work just fine.
Sure.
Man, what awesome. You guys had a great trip over there. Was it was it Magnificent Seven?
Say again?
Was that what was
the first time we went there, it was the what was it? Yeah, you got me thinking the Magnificent Seven. Yet. Oh, the Dirty Dozen.
The Dirty Dozen. There you go. That's what it was. Yeah, I know it's
a war movie. I remember they did it after a war movie.
Yeah, it was so fun. Everyone was YouTubers. So we all had that weirdness, about us. And man, it was awesome. What was cool is I roomed with Nugget Noggin and Kevin from Potter County Diggers. And we had a blast, man. Morning breakfast, sitting there talking about YouTube, social media, having somebody like Nugget Noggin to talk to. And then also, like, we had people from all around the world. We had Relic Rangers from up Northwest. We had, Preacher Digger. We had just tons of people with us having such a great time. And then seeing how they all hunt, that was so fun. Like, man, Nugget Noggin, pew, he's gone. He is gone. Him and Preacher Digger. Opposite directions, but they cover so much ground. And Relic Rangers the same. Him and his wife, Andrew and his wife, just Virginia. Man, they were just working hard, hitting it, just hardcore.
Nice couple. I've always thought they were a nice couple.
So nice, man. So it was so fun seeing them, and just everyone that was there. Like, it was great. Dave Rose, you guys familiar with David Rose?
No. I am not.
He used to be called Daddy Digger. He's been on YouTube one of the longest, I think, from 2006, 2007. He's one of the old timers that for the YouTube realm. And now he's called Full Metal Digger. And he lived in Germany for a number of years. So his relic room is a museum of ancient, medieval, German and Roman and all kinds of different artifacts, spear tips, like all kinds of craziness. And he's always on the podcast. He's always joining us on the podcast in the chat, and also comes on the screen sometimes. But yeah, I met him there, and he wasn't really doing videos at the time, but he was one of these YouTubers and an old hat at it. Oh my gosh. Just behind the scenes, seeing him, and he started teasing Nugget Noggin, and they started going back and forth at each other. And, it was just so fun. And we went to dinner one night, and like Dave got a hold of the waitress and ordered, because Nugget Noggin was younger, right? So he ordered Nugget Noggin like this milkshake with all these like sparkles in it and all these like rainbow colors and stuff. And he's like, "Come on, Nugget Noggin, eat your dessert." Oh my God, it was so much fun. We had a blast. And everyone we found 9 pieces of gold.
Hey, Dan.
9 pieces of gold, ancient gold that week. It was just amazing. I didn't, but other people did.
So that had to get turned in, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Everything was left there. Even the buttons and all the junk, everything was left there.
Now, have you gotten any of it back yet?
Yeah, I've gotten all my stuff back. And
good.
actually everyone that found the gold got their stuff back too. Everything
So
was
no
disclaimed.
museum wanted any of it.
Nope, they had already found that type in that area, like a hoard had been found there, and these were remnants of that hoard. So they didn't want to add one more coin to the 50 coins they had found, you know what I mean, from that area of that
Okay,
type.
so I know generally in England the rule is you split that with the farmer, right?
If they keep it, they'll make you a fair offer. They'll actually convene a group of archaeologists, historians, all kinds of stuff to decide the fair market value of that item. And they'll offer it to you, and you and the landowner split it at that point. So yeah, but if they don't want it, you just get it back. Like last time I went earlier this year, Tony and I went over, I found a little silver cufflink that had a heart, 2 hearts, and a crown. Little silver cufflink. And they said that was representative of Charles II and his marriage to Catherine of Braganza. Okay. Back in 1662. And they're like, that's treasure. And I'm like, why is it treasure? Well, it's older than 300 years old and it's not a coin. So if it's precious metal and not a coin older than 300 years old, you have to turn it in as treasure and let them decide. So not even gold. It's just any kind of precious metal that's not a coin. The coins are treated differently, but anything like that, you definitely have to turn it in as treasure. And then just recently they decided not to take it because there's only one and they have 2, you know, the pair.
Wow.
And so I haven't gotten it back yet because now it's in the hands of the fines liaison officer. It's got to go back to somebody else, and then it'll go to the guy that organized the hunt. Then he'll do the export license, and then he'll get it off to me.
So do you have to pay for any of that to get back to you, or
you pay the guy shipping? Yeah, no cost for anything except for the shipping to get it back to you. And he always gives you, at least the group we go through, he gives you the option. He's like, if you're going to come back, I can hold on to it for you. And when you come back, you just take it home with you, or I can ship it to you. And it's like $30-$40 to ship. So most of us have it shipped to us.
Now for the stuff they don't keep, the farmer gets a cut of that, right?
The stuff they don't keep?
Yeah.
No, the finder gets that.
Oh, okay. Because I was always under the impression that you and the landowner split that.
Yeah, so there's an option. So in other words, when I got the letter, what's cool is this is the first treasure I've had in England. Never had anything classified as treasure before. So I got the first experience of that. They communicate with you very well. You know, they copy you in all the letters. You're copied on every step of the way. Goes from the fines liaison officer to the antiquity scheme to the British Museum. I mean, just take every step of the way. Then they decide they're not going to keep it. They send a letter out saying this is being disclaimed. It will be returned to the fines liaison officer. Fines liaison officer, please send this letter to the landowner, and he has 30 days to respond as to whether he wants this sold, sees any intrinsic value in it or stuff like that. So he does have the option to kind of say, no, we should do something else with this. And then there's another discussion.
The landowner. Okay.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, man, these landowners, they don't want it. When Tony and I were there last time, we got to meet some of the landowners. We were way away from the group, and we were kind of over by the farm, and Tony's into farm animals and stuff because he runs a chicken ranch. Mm-hmm. And he saw some sheep, and one of the sheep looked really pregnant. And so she looked like she was about ready to give birth. And he goes and he sees her talking to him, and one was the landowner. And they're like, yeah, we're watching her. She's about ready to be born. As a matter of fact, we're getting ready to bring her into birth and pull her lamb out, you know, and they're like, you want to watch? He's like, yeah. So he's actually got it on video. He's not going to post it anywhere, of course, but he's got this video of them pulling this lamb out of the sheep. And it is just amazing that he's got to see that life be born right there in front of him. And they were so nice. And they're like, hey man, we're glad you guys are having a blast here. They're like, we're not going to look for it. So have at it. You know, and he's just like, man, it's just so amazing you guys to allow us to come out. He goes, absolutely. He goes, if you guys get enjoyment out of it, he goes, to us, it's, you know, we're a sheep farm. You know what I mean?
I wish it was like that here.
Yeah, right.
Right. I've actually had most of my, now when I say landowners, we mainly do old houses.
Yeah.
Most of them don't care. Some of them want to see it, but most of them, you know, the one story I have, DK, and I don't know if you've heard of this story through the grapevine. I found a 2-cent piece here in Florida, which I never ever thought I'd find in Florida, and it was on a 1925 house, but it was also across the street from a huge city block that we had done that there were 4 houses on from the turn of the century. So it's very easy that it could have gone across the street. And the guy asked to see everything I found. And so I was finding a lot of Wheaties, and the guy came out, he goes, well, how much is that worth? I go, 5 cents, 5 cents, 5 cents. So I find this thing, and he goes, what is that? And I said, it's a 2-cent piece. He goes, I've never heard of it. I go, well, they only made them for 9 years. And I said, I never expected to find one in Florida. And he goes, well, how much is that worth? And I said, well, let me look it up. And I go, it's worth about $20. And the guy goes, well, you can take it for $20. The guy made me buy the coin that I found from the ground so I could take it off his property. So, yeah, I knew I'd never find another one of them again. You can bet your ass I went over to my car and got $20 out of my car and gave him the $20.
You kind of have to. Yeah.
You know what's cool? Here's another cool story that kind of ties on to that. That's awesome too. A 2-cent piece, man. Like that's a really cool find. Kevin Dowd with Potter County Diggers found his first, I think his first like very rare large cent. I can't remember what it was right now, but it was something that he was just shocked. Maybe it was even his first large cent. Like he was just ecstatic, over the moon, top of his bucket list, knew they were out there, but never found one. And the landowner wanted it. And he was crushed, and he did a video on it, how crushed he was. He was just crushed, but he gave it to him, but his digging partner, Casey, behind the scenes went and bought a large cent that wasn't as special, but went to the landowner and said, hey, I'm going to give you this one. You give me that one. That it meant so much to my digging partner. Would you mind that? And the guy's like, no, not at all. And he swapped it with him,
That's
and
awesome.
then he went and he had the whole open hand thing, open your hand.
Yeah.
Because that's your coin.
Huh?
Yeah. Dropped it
that
on.
Is
and,
cool.
Yeah. Really cool, man. So yeah.
Well, I had a landowner do that. I had a homeowner do that to me once. I at the end of the day, Dalton found the property, but he couldn't hunt it with me that day. So I went and did this guy's property, and I found like 6 or 7 Wheaties, a harmonica reed, and I found 2 silvers. I found a Merc and a Rosie. And the guy said, I want to see everything you find. So I put a display board out, took it to him, and I knew it. I knew it the second I took it to him, he was going to take that Merc. I knew he would. And the guy goes, oh, I like this. And I go, that's my best find of the day.
Hmm.
And I go, I'd really like to keep that one. He goes, well, I'll tell you what, here's the deal. And I go, okay. He goes, you can take your Merc, take everything you found, and you had a really nice day. Take care. See you. Or I could take the Merc, that'd be my fee, and then you can come back and hunt whenever you want. And I gave up the Merc. I gave up the Merc for the return trips, and Dalton and I pulled like 7 more silvers out of there, and he didn't want any of those. So it worked out well giving him the Merc.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I highly recommend that. If you get a good permission, definitely take some of your finds, put it in a nice display box like a Riker case or something. And, if it's stuff that you can part with, go ahead and give it to that landowner because they'll appreciate it. They're just like, oh my gosh, you found this. Even when you go to show them at the end of the day, they're like, it looks like a bunch of junk, right? And I know a lot of people that'll like leave the quest. Silver coins on the bottom of the box and put all the foil on top of it and stuff, but the guy's like, this is a bunch of junk. But yeah, if you can give some of that stuff back to them, it just shocks them. And
I found a 1918 Wheatie on a 1918 property that the couple was real super nice about. And I did a nice, like you said, I did a nice little shadow box and put the Wheatie in there with the date I found it on their property. And I gave that to them to display in their house. And I've been going back to that house now for years. So,
and they talk to their neighbors. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's a lot.
I've got a lot of permissions from permissions. You're exactly right, Ken.
Yep. Yeah, work it. You got to work it. You know what I mean?
It's funny.
Oh, absolutely.
I go out to Missouri and I was doing the curb strips, and like I've done a couple of videos here in the curb strips here where we've had the cops called on us. I was doing the curb strips in Missouri. People in Missouri, they come out of the house and I go, hi. And I go, we're allowed to do this. And they go, oh, no. We know that. No worries. We came out to see if you need a bottle of water or a cold drink or something.
Yeah,
Man,
right.
The people out there in the Midwest, they come out and then they'll come up and go, hey, when you get done in the neighbor's yard there, can you come over to my house? I'm interested to see what's in my yard. And I'm telling you, the Midwest is just completely different.
Yeah. There ain't nothing like that here. I tell you what.
Nope.
We've had that experience. We're digging this farm and this kind of ranch area and stuff. And all of a sudden the wife comes out and says, hey, we're cooking burgers. You guys hungry? We're like, sure. Stuff like that.
Oh, man.
And then, like when we went back there to that place, like I saw this roadside fruit stand and I grabbed a bunch of peaches and I brought it to her, I'm like, here's some peaches for you, So you just got to treat people right. and they're giving you permission to be on their property, because most people are scared, right, that you're going to get hurt, that there's going to be some kind of liability. So those that are willing to say, yeah, absolutely. And a lot of people will know more about the history about their land than you've even been able to research. And sometimes it's the flip side. Sometimes they're like, what could you think you could find on my property? So, well, there was an old school from the 1910s out there in your corner. No way. You're like, yeah, right out there. And then you show them the evidence of it, and they're like, holy cow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to ask you a question. Rob actually did a poll on this today. Have you ever been kicked off of permission?
Yes, I have.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not the only one.
You're not alone, Rob.
Nope. Yeah. I told that person, yeah, go F off. No, I'm teasing. No. Yeah. So a couple times, actually. One time, knock on the door, wife gives us permission. Hour later, husband hears about it. Get those guys off our property. So that's happened. She's come out, apologized. Husband would like you to leave. So we've had that happen at houses.
That's exactly what happened to me once. The wife gave permission. The husband comes driving home in the truck, walks up and goes, "Who the hell are you, and why are you digging holes in my yard?"
Yeah, right.
And he went in and talked to his wife, came out, and she just walked up to me and said, "I'm sorry." I go, No worries. I'm not here to cause any kind of marital problems.
Yeah.
And
this other house, it was an old mill site, with an old railroad spur that went to it and stuff. And it was just this beautiful old house, and they were building an apartment complex right next to it. So, new construction going up, and I'm in construction. So I went in there and drove in there and put on my vest, put on my hard hat. And I went in and talked to the superintendent and project manager for the project. And I said, "Hey, what are you guys doing with the old house behind here? It goes way back, very historic house." And he said, "Yeah, we're going to level it. As soon as this project's done, we're going to level it, turn it into this and that." So I said, "Hey, here's what I'm into. Would you mind if me and my buddy, detected it, man? We'll show you everything we find. And we're just really into the history." And he's like, "Yeah, absolutely, man. That sounds like a blast." So Tony and I went there like 2 or 3 times, found a bunch of cool stuff. There was this privy out back that was huge. And we're like, we're getting into that at some point. But we had plans for this thing for multiple trips there. And one day I was getting off work early, and I decided to just go there by myself and do some detecting in the back. And I pulled up and started getting my gear on and all the stuff. And this lady came out of the trailer, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Doing some metal detecting. Larry gave me permission, the project manager." He goes, "Yeah, he's no longer the project manager. I'm the project manager. You got to get the hell out of here."
Oh,
and I'm
wow.
like, "Well, here's what we're doing." And I tried my best to say, "Here's what we're doing. We've been here a number of times. We wear personal PPE. We go on the site. We're good. We're not destroying it. You guys are going to level this anyway." I tried my best. And she's like, "You know what? I'd rather not. Too high a liability. I have to control this area. It's my job, and please leave." And called Tony and go, "Damn, we just lost that permission."
I want to sit there, you look at these people and go, "Man, I don't know anybody that's ever metal detectors, it's any suit anybody, okay, or anybody that's ever fallen or got stung by a bee." We were up in North Florida coming back from the Florida hunt that Greg Papalo runs, and we started door knocking in this really old town about 20, 30 miles south of Gainesville. And this lady came to the door and she goes, You're not going to get anybody in this entire community to say yes." And I go, "Can I ask why?" She goes, "About 5 years ago, there was a guy that door knocked to metal detect, and he fell in a hole in the yard, and he sued these people, and they almost lost their house." Wow. And she says, soon as that happened, the word got around the entire community, and nobody will let anybody metal detect in this community anymore.
Yeah.
And that's it. The whole town was shut down.
I've heard that too. Some of these areas we're hunting, a couple of the ranches had said, back in the 70s, there was a detecting club that came out here in force, and they just made a bad name for themselves and put bad taste in a lot of people's mouths because they were leaving open holes, and they, horses would step in them, get injured, or the cows, their cattle. I mean, that's their livelihood, So,
yep.
People weren't being respectful. And so we're like, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that." And so we backed off. And then a couple of those, we actually sent our friend Beth back there who lived in the area. And I don't know, maybe they're a little more amenable to female or something, but she was able to get us permission. And just for us three.
Alex, we always send Alex to the door. Absolutely. Send that female.
Yeah, sorry to say, but it works.
This 1912 property, And the guy came out with the three of us, and he goes, "Listen," he goes, "You two guys, I got a bathroom in the garage there. It doesn't have a door on it. It's just got a curtain. You two, the young lady, she like to come in the house. She can use the bathroom in the house. You two guys stay out in the garage."
Right.
Oh man,
it helps, unfortunately, but it does. People just don't feel as threatened, I guess. I don't know. I mean, we'll use it when we have to. Beth has been really great. She just recently moved into Mexico, so we lost our ace up the sleeve. You know what I mean? Like, she was always our secret weapon.
Incognito, thank you for realizing that, folks. We will do a bunch more races next week.
Oh yeah, we'll get caught up.
It's a real privilege to have Ken out here, DK from Adventures in Dirt.
Absolutely, we're really excited about that
every week, guys. So we had this unexpected opportunity today. So
I apologize. I didn't mean to interrupt anything.
No, you didn't. No.
We can give stuff away anytime, Ken. We can't have you on.
We do it all the time.
What do you give away? Like sticker packs and stuff like that?
Oh no. Charlie's crazy, Ken. Okay.
Well, your manticores, is that what you're giving away?
We give away pinpointers, finds bags, tumblers. Wow. Just a variety, just whatever we feel like giving away at the moment.
Bag almost every week, and I tell him, Charlie,
you were there last night. I think at the end.
Like, shut up, Rob. I'm doing it anyway.
You were there last night at the end, DK, on mine, and we gave away a gold panning kit.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, finds bag, gold panning kit, and a digger. I think went out last night.
Very cool.
Yeah, we're going to do a digger today. My channel sponsor, Ken, is Detective Warehouse out of Texas. He's been super great to my channel, and he sent Charlie some swag for us to give away on the streams. But that's fine. It'll be here next week, and we will do it next week, sir.
All right.
And we got a mystery prize to give away next week because we did hit that 80 for sure.
Well, we're going to give away 2 mystery prizes because we hit 100, Charlie, and that means I give away big silver when we hit 100. So there'll be a silver walker to give away next week.
Before we get out of here, I know we're getting close to Marlin time, but flash in your pen, Ed, set up your a link for yours and Tony's Relic Radio podcast for Thursdays.
He posted that, didn't he?
Yes, sir, he did.
Yeah. Thanks, Ed. I appreciate that. We're going to have Ed on as a guest. I need to reach out to him too and see if we can get him on this season. We just started season 7. Can you believe it? 6 years of that podcast running. We just started season 7, and we're really looking forward to it.
Ken, is that the same podcast that Phil Myers from Myers Metal Detecting does on Monday?
No.
Different. No, this is a podcast that was started 6 years ago by Digging with 7 and Tennessee Jeff, and they started Relics Radio, and it was great, and they did it for a few years, and then Lloyd needed a break, so he had me come on, and now he's completely turned it over to Tony and me, and we're just running with it, and it's basically our show now, and we're excited. We're trying to update some stuff and do some stuff. Like now, we used to bring our guests in on Skype, and now we bring them in on Zoom, and we're doing some stuff with video right now. So we're not doing this. We're not doing the live broadcast on Zoom yet, but we may be changing that this year. But we're taking the clips from the videos from the live stream, because on Relics Radio, it's truly a podcast. It's audio only. And you can download 6 years of shows of all these different guests we've had on. And then we're taking clips almost like Joe Rogan. I mean, we're not Joe Rogan, but what does Delix say about the new score that's coming out? You know what I mean? And we're really, I let Tony right now release all those clips. So he's releasing them on his channel called 5280 Adventures. And eventually we'll start sharing some stuff on my channel and stuff with the podcast.
Tony's such a great guy.
Tony? Yeah, he's a good guy. Him and I met on a forums. We both started detecting right at the same time. We met each other on the Hunter GT used to have a forums, and he was local. He was in La Junta, Colorado, and we sort of got to know him and got to learn about each other. I was like, "Hey, I'm in Colorado." He's like, "Hey, I'm in Colorado." And we hooked up to go dig together, and we've been digging partners ever since. And we do all the research together. We go out and dig all the time. And man, he's a good guy. Like, we just really, one of my best friends, and we really enjoy, doing this crazy thing together and stuff. And
awesome.
Our wives have met, our family, we get together and do escape rooms, all kinds of different stuff like that. So,
that's got to be fun.
Well, Ken, we appreciate you coming up here, buddy. This was way more than Charlie and I could have asked for. So we greatly appreciate it.
Well, hey, thanks.
And I'll tell you what, when you're getting ready to get it going, let me know. We'll have you back on so you can reintroduce the
Okay.
weekly group.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'll probably take advantage of that for sure. But thanks, guys, for inviting me on. I appreciate it. I'm going to go cook my wife some breakfast. I think this time change has got us all messed up.
Too. All right, thanks, man.
Hey, and everyone in the chat, thanks. I saw some of the comments, but I'll go back and read through them. Appreciate you guys' love and support over the years, and everyone saying hello. And Rob and Charlie, thanks for having me on. You guys have a great day. Good luck.
Like saying, welcome back, DK. Because
yeah, thanks.
It was pretty cool to see you pop up. So.
Go find the good stuff and then tell me about it.
There you go.
All right, man.
All right, catch you. Everybody in chat that we didn't get to say hello to, thank you guys for all being here today. It was kind of cool having Ken up here and kind of took over for a little bit. So, torture you guys. Thank you guys for being here.
I will rewatch the stream, guys, and I'll take everybody's name here. So everybody's name that was here will have a chance to win the prizes today that we didn't do. So don't feel like you missed out, because even if you aren't here next week, you'll be in the race. And even if you aren't here, you'll get the prize. We will do at least two races for the people that were here, maybe 4. So guys, you'll have a chance to win for being here today. Thanks, guys. I hope everybody enjoyed seeing Ken. I immensely enjoyed talking to Ken. He's just a great conversationist.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Charlie, damn great idea, sir.
Not. It was just a surprise when you said he popped up last night. I was like, what? You know?
Get him up here.
So that was a lot of fun.
All right, good people. We got 2 minutes to Mr. Marlins. Go over there and do a Charlie and Rob raid. I'm going to pop in and say hi to him, and I'm going to get myself something to eat, guys.
There you go.
Thanks for being here, everybody.
We'll see you guys later.
Charlie, you're the man.
That was a great time, sir. That was a really, really great time.